First Home Truths, the smart place for tips on buying your first place. T's and C's apply. ING Bank Australia Limited. Australian credit licence 229823.
Subscribe to the Herald Sun and enjoy great savings on the news you trust with digital access for just $1 for the first 28 days. Search Herald Sun offer today. Conditions apply.
At Bunnings, you can turn your bathroom into a relaxing haven with our huge range at the lowest prices. Refresh the look of your bathroom with Bastion 15 kilo white grout for just $20.08 and add your own style with feather wall tiles, only $3.90 each. Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item available for same-day delivery or collection, we'll beat it by 10%. Conditions apply. See website for details. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Australians travel far and wide. Whatever your journey, Ampol is the fuel that gets you there. Ampol, Australia's own.
Triple M's the home of rock, sport and comedy. Now with Marty Sheargold for breakfast.
Take a chill pill. Relaxo Rancho.
Hi, it's Dan Fleck here with your national news briefing. A fifth person's been found dead following the New South Wales flood crisis. The body of a man believed to be in his 40s has been found south of Murwillumbah in the state's north. Meantime, the state has created a new role, Flood Recovery Minister, to help get New South Wales back on its feet. A new system is expected to hit New South Wales east on Sunday and Monday, with some areas tipped to receive as much as 150 mil of rain. People have now died in the Queensland flood crisis, while the state's Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk apologised to parents in the state's southeast after it was recommended families pick up their kids from school yesterday in light of the troubling forecast.
Safety has to come first, and at the end of the day, you can only act on the advice that you're given, and that advice given to me and to the senior management staff was that it was going to be very, very severe thunderstorms.
The Premier's also blamed global warming for the severity of the weather events. Jared Hayne is set to face a third sexual assault trial. The former NRL star served 9 months in prison after he was found guilty of sexually assaulting a woman in 2018. His convictions were quashed on appeal last month, with the Director of Public Prosecutions today confirming a retrial. And our foreign ministers responded to reports Russia attacked a nuclear power plant in Ukraine. Thankfully, the latest suggests a fire there has been extinguished. The plant's the biggest of its kind in Europe. Maurice Payne telling the ABC the news is unacceptable.
The world condemns that behaviour, and Australia strongly so.
Blitz your next job interview with NIDA's Interview with Confidence short course. Simple, reassuring, accessible and highly effective. Visit corporate.nida.edu.au.
Down to 18 tonight, early rain, then a shower or two tomorrow, and 21. Similar conditions on Sunday, partly cloudy Monday, and 23. And how good footy's back tonight from 7. It's the Dogs and Lions in the AAMI Community Series as Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
We've been hearing the traditional tough talk all off-season.
Put on some size. Doing really well.
Yeah, he's electrifying. And it's nearly time to put up or shut up.
Welcome to the big league, young man! Set right on his ass!
But first, it's the traditional pre-season hit-out.
Sharp start.
With traditional big moments.
What a grab!
This is the AAMI Community Series for Ream Hot Water and McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy.
Yorkie, the footy's back and we're at Marvel Stadium again tonight. The roof closed, the AAMI Community Series, and the Dogs are in town and they'll take on the Brisbane Lions who've travelled down from a very, very wet Queensland. The Doggies, of course, what a season it was last year. 3 wins, 3 finals, coming from an elimination before fading in the last half in the grand final. And, of course, the Brisbane Lions, a double chance. They bowed out, but they've got a big Joe up forward and a classic midfield. And they'll be ready for a big season. Barry Denner with you. That's the most unimportant thing you'll hear all night, because I tell you what, I'm surrounded by absolute superstars. AFLW All-Australian. Great to have Kate McCarthy back. Kate, playing tomorrow?
Yes, playing tomorrow, taking on the Geelong Cats at 3:10 at RSEA. So footy's back at RSEA tomorrow.
Sitting next to Kate tonight. This man needs no introduction, but I tell you what, we'll give him one anyway. 150, over 230 goals. He's an absolute star. Coming back from an ACL. And the great man, Josh Bruce, is joining us tonight. G'day, Josh.
G'day, guys. Thanks for having me. How are we?
Always a pleasure. How you travelling, mate? We got to ask you the obligatory question about the knee. How you going?
Yeah, I haven't been asked that much in the last 8 months. But, yeah. It's going really well. Just did a big session today on it. Had a couple of little hiccups, but it's to be expected in an ACL Rico. So, Yeah, progressing nicely.
All right, mate. I'm going all right too, so thanks for asking. Big Tim. Tim Solly's here to call the action. He used to be just Tim Solly, Josh, and then when he was little, he was born, then he grew massive, and they call him Big Tim Solly now. How are you, big fella?
Yeah, it's great to be back. It's been a long off-season, but great to be back next to the People's Caller, and we all know when the People's Caller talks, the people listen, Barry.
Yeah, I do.
And, of course,
Josh, I don't even get paid.
Brucey, great to be back with Brucey. He called a pre-season game with us at the start of last year, and just missed him for 12 months, but he's back with the Triple M family, so great to see him, and, of course, the queen of Triple M footy, Kate McCarthy here, so it's going to be a cracking 2022.
I'll tell you what, well, Josh, the feeling around the club, obviously, there's plenty of talk around that as well, but you're with the group, and it was a massive season last year. It's been an interesting couple of years, obviously, for all different reasons, but no doubt the boys will be looking forward to 2022.
Yeah, I think they are. I think, as the old saying goes, you've got to lose one to win one. And, it's definitely been a long and arduous summer for the boys after going down in distasteful fashion in the grand final. So it's, the group's been incredible with their training, and looking forward to see how we show up tonight.
Yeah, and who are you expecting to see, a big showing from? Obviously, it's a pre-season match, but a few that are looking to earn their spot for round one. Who have you got your eye on tonight?
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that, it being a pre-season match and all, but, last year we took the pre-season match against Melbourne as essentially a full dress rehearsal for our round one performance, and the same goes tonight, so the boys will be primed and ready to roll. There's a couple of fellas that have been lighting it up, for lack of a better term. Rourke Smith's had a really, really incredible pre-season, and he's a really good-looking man too, which is good. Mitch Hannon up front's been really electric, and the big source, Ed Richards, flame on down the back line. He's been really good running off. So
that's great. Let's chat about some of the new guys, Brucey. Obviously, Robbie McComb, round 2, pick 32 in the rookie draft. How have you seen him across the pre-season?
Yeah, big Robbie. He's another VFL product, another graduate from our VFL program. So we're averaging 1 or 2 a year over the last 3 or 4 years. So it's a testament to the work they're doing down at VFL level. Big, strong inside mid. So he'll be looking to get a bit of game time tonight and try and be a round one bolter.
And what about Arthur Jones? A lot talked about him. Yeah. Picked 43 in the national draft last year. Hails from Mount Barker and is a relation of the Cracker family. I saw Andy Cracker on the lift on the way up here. He said he's a good lad. He's a Wesley boy, went to the Wesley College, so he's got a good head on his shoulders, but you mentioned he can talk underwater with a bowl of marbles in his mouth.
Yeah, he loves to chat. He's a good little kid. He's come in and he's chock full of confidence, which we love. And he's electric, as you can see, and he's already a fan favourite. He got a bigger cheer than the Bont the other day at the season launch, so he's
up and about.
He's up and about, the young fella.
His dad's a shearer.
Yes.
Yeah, big man, big shearer, Arthur Jones.
Is he as big as me, Barry? That's the question.
No one's as big as you.
No, that's right. That's right, yeah.
The dogs are on the ground, and we'll get down to ground level shortly. Ashley Chura is here for the stats. Ash, great to have you back at the footy.
Good evening, Baz. Great to be here for Red Z Lending Stats, and just a couple of attempted zingers, if you want.
No, go for your life.
Well, remember the last time these two sides played was in that thrilling semi-final where the Bulldogs got over by 1 point over the Brisbane Lions, I should say, and Bailey Smith, he was the number one rated player for the Bulldogs during last year's final series, averaging 24 disposals and a couple of majors per game, so we'll look out for him, of course.
Good on you, Ash. Just got to wrestle a little bit of your mojo back. Of course, Ethan Meldon's been doing a terrific job on the stats, and boys were pumping him up last night as being the number one stats man. Your thoughts?
Number one? Well,
last night, not us. That was last night.
Is that right? Is it?
Actually, let's have a listen. We've got the audio.
Could be under as we bring in our number one stat man, Ethan Meldrum.
Geez, throwing Ash Chura under the bus very early, aren't you?
Well, that's what you did most of the summer, isn't it?
It's Nathan Brown and Jack Everin there, and Jack trying to defend you, but Nathan felt that Ethan might have eclipsed.
Baz, let me tell you one thing, I'm not insecure.
No.
But I won't be sleeping well tonight.
Yeah.
After hearing that.
And Tim Solly just nodded and said, yeah, get used to it, Baz. The Lions are out on the ground, and they had a cracking season last year again, unfortunately for them bowing out in their 2 finals, and they played both the grand in the end, including your Dogs, Josh, and of course Melbourne by a 33-point loss in their first final. But they've got a very talented group, and no doubt tonight they'll be wanting to square up their form and what their structure is this year.
Yeah, they do. They've got an extremely talented list. Obviously, we had a terrific win against them in the semi last year, and they've been up against it in the last few years, finishing top 4 and bowing out in straight sets both times. But I think Brisbane will be thereabouts again this year, and obviously Hipwood's out with a knee as well. He'll be looking to come back early on in the season.
Yeah, and obviously they've got Answorth coming back and Cam Rayner there too that I'm really excited to watch tonight. Coming back from really long-term injuries, Answorth out for 12 months with that groin injury. Interesting, him in the Pracky match floated through the halfback and the wing, so that will be good to watch. And Cam Rayner playing a lot of time in the midfield in the practice match that they played against the Crows at Metricon a week ago, and also floating through that forward line as well.
Kate McCarthy, Josh Bruce, Tim Solly's here tonight to call the action, and a great man, Ashley Chua, on Triple M Footy. Time to go down to the boundary line. We're all just a bunch of mugs up here because a superstar is on the boundary line tonight. The great Sarah Ollie, Triple M's owners here. G'day, Sarah.
Baz, great to be here. And Kate McCarthy, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there are 2 late changes for the Brisbane Lions.
Oh.
One of them is Cam Rayner. We were so looking forward to seeing him after, of course, an ACL injury. He was out all of last year. He hasn't missed a beat this pre-season, but he is out due to a family matter. The other late change is Darcy Gardner. He's got a bit of tightness in his quad, so Devon Robertson comes in. The Dogs, though, unchanged. I've got to say it's pretty hot and sticky down here, guys. We know that Marvel Stadium can bake when it's a hot day with the roof closed. Very humid down here.
Thanks, Sarah. It does look, the heat is one thing, Kate, that you play through all year, isn't it? It's a tough sort of season in AFLW playing through the summer months. Would you like to sort of see the future ahead and perhaps be in the cooler months to play the game?
Yeah, I think there's positives and negatives to moving the season. Obviously, we get to play sort of in our own airtime, playing in the year that we do, the time of the year that we do. I wouldn't mind sort of looking through that September. Obviously, the men have that bye round before finals, even perhaps kicking off our season in that weekend, and then everyone's mad for footy, but there's only a couple of games a weekend, so we could fit in a few games as the men sort of season winds down, and then keep going through till about November, December, which sometimes is cooler, sometimes isn't in Melbourne. You can't really predict it, but geez, it's been a Queensland-like summer, hasn't it? It's been really humid in Melbourne, quite unusual. I've only been down here for 3 years, and this is by far the most humid summer that we've had here so far.
Josh, a person or a player that's probably a little bit close to us here, Luke Darcy's boy Sam, he's got the stress fractures he's dealing with on the foot. You've seen him around the club. How's he tracking?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of rehab with young Sammy. He's skin and bone. He's a young 18-year-old kid, big coat hanger. So he's obviously dealing with the stress fractures in the foot, which I've actually had before, and I've been doing a lot of bikes and stuff with him. And he's a great kid, and he'll be one to watch for years to come. But we're begging patience with these young key position prospects to come into the AFL level at 18 and to be able to contribute. It's pretty rare these days for a key position player, and I think I'd almost be looking for Sam to be playing sort of more of that ruck position than anything else, even because he's so tall and so athletic. So I'd love to have like a Luke Jackson mould come through, which would be good to complement Timmy. So yeah,
Stephen Martin shaking in his boots a bit with young Sam Darcy coming through. He's 35 now, Steph Martin. He's still looking a bit grey out there, I must say, this afternoon, Brucey.
Yeah, he's kept the haircut pretty short this pre-season. I'm not going to lie, he's kept the military style pretty close, but he's in good nick, big Steph. He loves his rig and he loves his weights, and he's in at the club longer than everyone else.
What's wrong with grey anyway, Tim?
Oh, nothing wrong with that, Barry.
Grey's experience.
Wisdom,
exactly.
Barry. Wisdom.
Josh.
Kate, the Lions, you obviously spent a bit of time up in Brisbane. The Lions, this is a pretty full-strength outfit tonight. They've got no Dane Zorko out with the COVID protocols, and also Eric Hipwood's missing with that ACL injury on the comeback trail. But this is a pretty full-strength outfit, isn't it?
Yeah, apart from those two that you said that are out, Tim, pretty much full strength for them now, minus Cam Rayner and Darcy Gardner, who we heard from Sarah are late outs. They're probably the two that you'd see come back in for round one, but I'm just really excited / wondering how they fit all these players into their midfield. So they've got Hugh McCluggage, Jared Berry, Lockie Neal, who played a little bit of time through the wing, Jared Lyons, and Zach Bailey, who's also played a fair few minutes through the midfield in pre-season. So that's a lot of class players to rotate through that midfield and through the wing as well. So who makes way for who in that spot, and where do they rotate through when they're not sitting there? I'd say obviously going forward, but they're all quite notable goal kickers as well. So yeah, they've really strengthened up that midfield and have a really, really good depth in that area as well.
Bailey Smith in the side tonight for the Doggies, Josh, or Baz. What a great name for a player. Baz is. Just consider that if you're considering having a
a child out there. Yeah, absolutely.
Five third, I might call it. Baz.
That's it. But he's a cult figure. He's up and about. He's got the flowing locks like yourself, and the fans love him.
Yeah, he's bigger than Ben Hur at the moment. Baz. He's going really well. The locks are freshly dyed and freshly snipped, so he's looking a picture out there, and he'll be looking to assert himself on season 2022, and be interesting to see how he goes tonight actually against Brisbane. He obviously had that incredible game last year in the semi and kicked the match-winning goal and did that iconic celebration. So interesting to see how he goes tonight, and I'm looking at big Oscar, the big O. He looks like he's put another 10 kilos on over the pre-season. He'd be tipping 115, 120 for sure. What do you reckon, Nash?
For Red Z Lending, he's put on a fair whack of size, hasn't he? 113, actually, to be precise.
Wow. It's a good weight.
It's a big boy.
Yeah. It's a good weight. There's no worries about that. Sorry. It hasn't been a big pre-season. The Blues last night and the Demons had a bit of a squiz at it, and, of course, pre-season games, as I said, you're setting up your structures and what your system's going to be. They looked all right, the Blues, last night, didn't they? Got over the line and got the win, but next couple of weeks will be important.
Yeah, they did. They looked really sharp, especially in that first half. I believe they rested a couple of players in the second half, and good teams can turn it on when they need to. And Melbourne, you could see that they probably potentially had that next level that Carlton maybe might not have been able to go with. But I think Carlton they're definitely going to be a team to not dismiss this year, that's for sure. So, Blues fans, get in the queue for grand final tickets.
He's absolutely. They are. Don't worry. I'll be able to text my mates. Fair Nick. Luke Beveridge, just for a second. Coaches are all different. Some coaches will spend a lot of time on the opposition. Some coaches will spend a lot of time on yourself and what you're going to do. Any sort of how much time on the opposition, how much time on yourselves, and say, well, they can chase us, or we've got to watch them?
He's an enigma, Bevo. He's an interesting guy. It kind of depends on who we're playing against, rather. If we're playing against the certain teams, he might spend a bit more time on them, and he spends a lot of time doing opposition previews and stuff. But essentially, what it boils down to is us, and we play our best footy when we focus on what the Bulldogs do well, and we'll be looking to see that come out tonight.
Righto, Kate, what do you think's going to happen here tonight? Obviously, a couple of weeks away from round one. They'll be putting their best foot forward tonight to see what they're going to produce in 2022. What are you expecting?
I think it'll be a really tight contest. Obviously, two teams that have been the last few years up and around the mark, and I don't see this year being any different for these two teams, sort of looking towards that top two, top four finish. That would probably be the benchmark for these guys, and yeah, I think tonight will be no different. I think both teams will be taking this quite seriously, obviously heading into round one next week, their last good hit out before then. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a cracking game.
What about you, Josh? What do you reckon? It's hard you can't sort of tell us absolutely everything, but what are you going to be looking at, and what are the doggies looking to just get right tonight?
Yeah, well, I'm looking at a couple of the positional changes. So I'm looking at Shaki playing down back. He's had a really strong summer, so I'm interested to see how he goes. We've got the 2016 Premiership centre forward, Zane Cordy, playing centre forward again tonight, so he'll be looking to provide a big contest. And I just think some of the younger guys that have had strong summers will just be looking to solidify their place in the 22 or 23.
And who takes your place, Brucey, up forward? Obviously, there's a big hole there missing with yourself.
Huge
there's
hole.
At least 50, 60 goals there they've got to fill this year. Is that they just take responsibility, 20 goals each, or is there another big forward? Jamara Ugle-Hagan obviously not out there tonight.
Yeah, Jamara's having a game in the twos today, so he's playing right now, so I'm sure he'll be going well down there. Zane Cordy, as I said, he won a flag playing up forward, so he'll provide a big contest. Mitch Hannon, ex-Demons player, incredible pre-season, electric with his pace, so look out for that one tonight, Baz. He hits the contest like not many I've seen before.
Beautiful. Ash?
A couple of team stats we'll look out for Red Z Lending. Scores from centre clearances. For the Western Bulldogs, 8 out of their past 10 games last year, they lost that particular stat. Remember, they conceded 7 majors from centre clearances in the 2021 grand final against the Demons. But we know for the Bulldogs, they're very strong at ground ball level. Number 1 for ground ball differential at +12. And for the Brisbane Lions, they're number 1 for scores from clearances, so we'll keep an eye out for a couple of those stats, Baz.
What do the stats tell us about these two sides before the season starts, Ash? Are they telling us they're Monties for top 4, or what are the stats telling you?
Yeah, I'd say pretty much close enough to that Monties for top 4, definitely with both of these teams. Brisbane, as we know, they have a very, very strong front half game, and defensively they're sound like the Western Bulldogs. They're a couple of KPI statistical categories that rank high in terms of premiership teams.
Choice hotels around the grounds. Don't forget, Kate McCarthy will be performing tomorrow, Kate, the Saints and the Cats.
Yep, down at RSCA Park,
Yes.
3:10. Get it on your TV screens or just...
Get on
better yet, just go to Moorabbin.
100%.
15 seconds.
Good over 40 It'll be a wet day tomorrow too, I think, tomorrow.
Yeah, I think fair bit of rain coming overnight,
Yeah.
and then hopefully we'll get a bit of drainage happening for the afternoon, so it'll be a nice dry
Coming
game.
off a win,
Let's
Kate?
hope. Yes,
Coming off a win.
yes, we got the all-important win last
Yes.
week, so
Confidence is up.
it's high.
Long sleeve
Sky high.
tomorrow.
Long sleeve tomorrow for sure.
Absolutely.
100%.
Kate McCarthy, Josh Bruce is here tonight. We've got Sarah Ollie down on the boundary line. The great Ashley Chua on the stats, old Baz, and this man. What have we got there? What's going on there, Josh? He's
big Naughty's just prowling towards the goal square. He's got the headband on, so he's looking like
Looks like a tennis player.
Boris Becker.
Boris Becker.
Yeah.
John McEnroe.
Yeah, no,
Real
his mullet is out of control.
Mullets are a big sort of thing, isn't it? Here's the big man, big team solid to kick us off tonight. It is the Dogs and the Lions.
Thanks, Buzzer. AAMI Community Series continues here. And for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M, Rocks footy, things underway. The big O with the first tap. Treloar rows it, little ham all cut off. And then a toe poke off the depth, up to half forward here for the Blues. Johannesson taken down, got the slippery handball out for Bont. Goes back, the astronaut tries early and pulls it down. They get the first set of clearance, the Doggies. And they're going to get a shot on goal here, 10 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Love seeing my little mate, Aaron, or big little mate. Yeah, absolutely. He got in behind Harris Andrews there, and Bont kicked it just enough, and it stuck Naughty. He would line up for a set shot here.
So Aaron Norton on the runway here to strike first blood for the night. As easy as you like, he steers it home. Norton's on the board for his first. The Dogs get the first major. They're 1 goal straight, 6. Lions yet to score. And that's all on the Triple M scoreboard.
Now, do you think, Brucey, the headband will be a permanent fixture for the whole season, or do you think he'll get a clip before round 1?
It's hard to know. I mean, with the way he just started then, kicking the first goal from the first finish from the Bont, it's pretty much the perfect start to the season for those two. So hopefully he hangs on to it. I don't mind it. It's pretty iconic.
His positioning there was perfect. Just sort of snuck out the back of Harris Andrews, as you said, Brucey, and just... Harris said during the off-season he wanted to get his balance right of when to help out his mates and when to defend one-on-one. That was probably a time he had to go with his opponent, but Norton, really clever, just got goal side of him and he didn't know where he was.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy, Goods Doggies, straight out of the centre, 1 goal on the board. The bounce is good, we're underway again. That's no good, it's outside the circle. Oh, look good off the bounce, Josh.
Come on, Baz.
Yeah, all right, I'll straighten up a bit. Well, the bounce was shocking. And the ball will be thrown in the air. Big English down at ground level. Midfielders will fight for it. Neil's at the bottom of the pack for the Lions. He sits on it. The umpire crosses the arms. He'll ball it up.
Just on what you were saying earlier, Kate, the battle of the Rolls-Royce midfields, isn't it? You look at the numbers in there.
Big Oscar. An English go at it. Tap down to ground level again. Hannon tries to work his way through. Dunkley lost it. McCluggage picks up. Hand pass to Rich and the big left foot hoof. Bertie a barrel inside forward 50 and a massive leap. McStay, no mark taken as the Dogs run it out of half-back. Bailey Williams tucks it under his arms, drilling past to Norton, who marks in the centre of the ground.
Gets on with it immediately here, Barry, out wide. Hannon's found some time and space from 55. Darts a mongrel punt in. Made it hard for his forwards. Cordy off his laces, up to Treloar, retreating with the handball. Now McRae loads up from 48, puts it to the top of the square. Big nest. Comes off hands, roving beautifully at the front and centre, taken down in the tackle was Johannesson. Now it's pinging around at ground level, and eventually the umpire says, give it to me. We'll have a ball up right at the top of the goal square here for the Dogs. They're hot early here, Brucey.
Exciting game early, boys. Back and forth, and big Joey Dunn had a huge hanger early.
Thrown in the air. Bailey at the bottom of the pack, Zach Bailey. Little push out and McCluggage, his kick smothered, and it's a rush point to the Dogs. So the Bulldogs 1-1-7, the Lions yet to score. 3.5 first term. It's all on the Triple M scoreboard.
So Rich with the kick-in duties. You'd suggest all year in 2022. All-Australian last year. Career best form as he loads up here on that big boot. A 70-metre drop punt outside the 50. Harris Andrews crashes in. Then the handball out wide from Berry was good. Here's Charlie, backtracking. Goes back to Fullerton, a high up and under to the outer wing. Big 2-on-2, comes down with Keith. Handball to Daniel. Just a steady hand on the ball. And he retreats with a kick and finds Shaki in defence.
Just outside his defensive 50. That's real short. And Keith will mark defensive side of the wing for the Doggies. Drop punt about 30 metres.
Holding, Bulldogs.
Holding free kick will go to the Bulldogs. Cordy advantage paid. Dunkley bounces away. Goes inside forward 50, 45-degree angle. Nice little inside pass to Norton. Got a bit of stumbling as he dove for the mark, and it spills to Rich, who drives a long left footer out to the outer side wing for the Lions.
Big Darcy fought there, brought it down. And there's McCarthy at the spill. Darting ball on the chest. Here's opts not to go to goal. Pops it over the top to space. Ball sits for Robertson. Point blank range. Nails the goal. The Lions are on the board. Robertson gets the first for Brisbane, and they're 1 goal straight. The Dogs 1-1-7. That's all on the Triple M scoreboard.
Really nice transition play there from the Lions. Aaron Norton up the other end probably should have taken that mark, but the Lions straight back onto it. The big booming left foot of Daniel Rich cleared the area, and then they just ended up getting out the back of the Bulldogs' defence. And I thought they kind of, a mixed day may have sort of stuffed that up a little bit. He could have given an easy handball, opted to kick it over the top, but Robertson was quick enough to get there just before it crossed over the line.
It looks like a good time to be playing Keith Ford out there as well. There's been a lot of holding free kicks I've noticed, as well as last night, so looking forward to getting back out.
Yeah, I was saying, getting a bit edgy on
10 years.
Get out of the boundary, Sarah Ollie.
Just for listeners tuning in, Dev Robertson was one of the late inclusions, or the late inclusion, I should say, for the Lions, and Cam Rayner and Darcy Gardner, they were the late outs.
Bounces good. Bontempelli received it. Long ball inside forward 50 for the Dogs. Cordy overran it. Little push out towards Joe Hannison. Hand pass out wide to Vandermeer. Forward pocket. Pops it onto the head of Norton, who goes up. He's going to get swamped in the air. Out to sit underneath it. Ground level though, front and square. Joe Hannison. Ball slipped through his fingers. They pile on top of the pill about 25 out from the Dogs' goal. And the umpire will ball it up again.
So hot start here for both sides. Might only be AAMI Community Series, but they're both putting it on the line early. As the Big O wins the tap, Dunkley smothered off the boot. Now at ground level, they share it around by hand. The Big O with the size 30 slipper. Gets it outside 50, but it's going to repel. Dale loads up from 60. It's right to the line, and it's there.
Beautiful goal.
Bailey Dale on the board. The All-Australian from last year. He might be in defence, Brucey, but he's kicking the goals.
Yeah, it's funny. It's an amazing transition for Bailey. He in 2020 he was playing high half forward and getting 6 touches a game and getting dropped in and out of the team. And then the next year he goes straight to All-Australian off the halfback. Incredible turnaround of his career. And you mentioned the centre clearance. Chua in the grand final. The boys have come to play and it's 2-zip already. And they'll be looking to get another one on top of that.
Yeah, spot on. And for Red Z, dominating time in the forward half as well. The Bulldogs, 80%. Brisbane only at 20.
Slick footy early. And last hit out for both of these clubs before round one. Good start, Doggies. 2-1-13 to 1 straight goal to line. 7 minutes into the first term for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M at Rocks footy. Bounce up and under. And Neil out of the centre for the Lions, running away from his centre towards the Dogs' goal. Hand pass back into a pack of players. Has to go back onto it again. McCluggage receives it. Now they're out of the centre. Low drop punt in towards Joe. Flies one hand inside forward 50. Danaher can't mark. Keith at the fall of the ball. Hand pass back to Bailey Williams. And he pops it on the head of Joe Hannison on the wing.
Joe Hannison, some stiff company. There's been a whistle though. A hole. Will go against Starcevic. So Joe Hannison will take the pill. Left half back here for the Dogs.
Love that match up there, though. Starcevic and Joe Hannison, 2 real speedsters of the game, so keep an eye on that one tonight.
Joe Hannison is blasting up and under down the line. Cordy from 3 deep got the spoil. And now McCluggage on the rebound. He goes out to the fat side. McCarthy on a searching lead. Takes it just defensive side of the centre circle. Now he squares the kick out to the outer wing. Berry. That's Jarrett. He's got not a lot on offer down the field. He's got a few behind him, but he opts to go down to half forward now. The big fly comes from Smoke and Joe. Ball to ground level. Crozier. Good to see him back out on the park. And now Shaki in his new role in defence. Just studded his way around and then snaps it around his body. English brought it to ground. The numbers here with the Dogs, and Dale's away.
Goes towards half forward. The Dogs are on the charge. Big Stephen Martin. He's about 10 metres inside the boundary outer side. And 65 to 70 out from goal. Just waited for the option, and Rourke Smith led wide. went there and off the side of the boot out of bounds on the full. Residing free kick to the Lions out of the back pocket. 2-1-13. And the Bulldogs, one straight goal of Lions, 8.5 first term.
Well, Sam Darcy would have liked that one, Brucey. Stephen Martin just making a few mistakes early.
Against his old side, no less.
As McCarthy, deep in defence, sends it outside the 50. Big swarm of players. Robertson, the late inclusion, got out McCluggage, arm pinned in the tackle. Umpire lets it roll. English, Dale, back to McRae. Snaps it to half forward, but it's all Lions there, and a fumble by Andrews. And out of bounds, 55 around from the Dogs' goal. They lead this by 7 points on the Triple M scoreboard.
Throws coming further forward. Yeah.
Footy will spin in, 60 out from the Doggies' goal. A nice sprightly start from both sides. English in the ruck, tap down to Bontempelli, who just tried to barge through the pack, push it out to Dunkley, hand pass out the back McRae. He goes onto the left boot, long one to Norton in a one-on-one. Adams got a fist on it, down the ground level. Norton chases the bouncing ball. Adams right with him, tried to shuffle it out to McCarthy. His fingers allowed Johannison in, push it up to Daniel. He's 55 out for the Dogs. Long kick to full forward. Dunkley was in front, Martin was in the van. Ball's on the deck, they pile on top of the pill. The umpire will ball it up, 15 out from the Doggies' goal.
Thought about it for a second, Barry. The umpire, but he lets it go. As the ball's up again, tapped down by Fort, the ex-Cat, now wearing a Lions jersey. As it goes back towards the goal line, Rich just professionally toe pokes it through for a minor score. The Dogs move to 2-2-14. Lions 1 goal straight 6. Triple M scoreboard.
And they'll be happy to have picked up Darcy Fort in the off-season. They had that, obviously the big O goes in and rucks most of the time, but didn't really have that second option last year, and that kind of let them down in a few games, especially when they lost Mick Stay early in the year. So good to see that they've picked up another ruckman, and interesting to see how Ford will go tonight.
Rich out of full-back, little short kick to McCluggage, hand pass back to the running Rich. A long driving ball to McCarthy. There's 4 of the wing. And a free kick against him goes to Caleb Daniel, who spots up Norton about 25 metres on. They had the 2-on-1, and Norton receives it back from Hunter, and he kicks into the pocket towards Martin, through his fingertips, close to the boundary line. Johannison ran at it. 25 out from the Dogs' goal, but the ball beat him out of bounds.
Yeah, we spoke about the humidity, and it's very slippery here early under the lid at Marvel. They had it open this afternoon, but it is very slippery. Cake of soap out there at the moment.
Deep in attack here for the Dogs. Ball in, Ford to the front. Neil's there, so too Dunkley. Dunkley on his hands and knees, just shovels it out the back door. Johannison there, laying the big tackle. Umpire says no prior opportunity. We'll have another ball up, 20 metres out from the Dogs' goal. Triple M Reds Head lending stats, Two-Man.
Bulldogs pressure very good, cracking in at 200. The AFL average 180.
Ball down again. Neil sharks it this time and then tumbles one about 10 metres. Hard work here for the Lions early. The Dogs are on as the handball comes out. Waitman, Hunter from 55, hard up on the boundary. Sends it to the top of the square. Where's the astronaut? He fumbles. And it's knocked through for a minor score. They're peppering here, the Dogs. 2 goals, 3-15. The Lions, 1 goal straight 6. 12 minutes gone, first term, Triple M scoreboard.
Who's better kick in the comp, do you reckon? Daniel Rich or Caleb Daniel?
Ooh.
Yeah, good question.
Oh, we better say Caleb Daniel with you in the box shot.
Who would you draft first?
Oh, here we go.
Daniel Rich.
He's firing early.
Not bad. The long ball to the wing as McCluggage underneath the pack tried to punch it out. Bailey Williams picked it up at ground level. Hand pass to McRae. Goes into the forward pocket. He's looking for Johannison. Harris Andrews read it nicely. Dropping back with a fly to the foot. He took the mark at half back. If you've just flown in from another country, Harris is a legitimate Christian name. Berry receives it on the outer side wing. Isn't it?
Spot on, Ben.
Seems to have been a matchup change down there. Harris has gone a little bit further up the field, and big specimen Marcus Adams is playing on Morty. So
as Fort takes the big mark over the top of Martin, wants to play on. He might have stepped over the mark or encroached the zone. And there's going to be a 50-metre penalty. Sam Darcy can't wait to get back from this injury, can he, Brucey?
Called stand and he moved. Come on, Tibby.
What's happened there is they've called stand. Obviously, Darcy Fort did roll around to play on, but the umpire hasn't called play on, and Steph Martin has stepped off his line. So, got to wait for that call.
Have you given away any this season?
I have not, no.
Yeah. It takes a bit to get used to. It's funny because you see them move before the umpire does. So, you know, it's just natural instinct to move your foot to the left or to the right, and then before the umpire calls play on, it's 50 metres.
So the ex-Cat, Fort, Only 8 games under the belt, and he shanked it off the instep. Misses out to the left-hand side. Not what the Lions needed. They moved to 1-1-7. The Dogs 2-3-15. Triple M scoreboard. 13 and a half gone in this first term.
So Caleb Daniel will do the kicking in. He plays on, runs outside the square towards the broadcast side of the ground, the Medallion Club side of the ground. Long ball, Fullerton up for the Lions, brought it to ground level. Hannon lays a good tackle, and the umpire will ball it up on the wing. Ash, Red Z Landing, where we're heading tomorrow on Triple M City.
Down to Devonport, Hawthorn taking on Richmond. That's at 1:10. Then followed by Adelaide v Port at 4:10. And Essendon here at Marvel taking on the Saints Baz 7:10 kickoff.
It's a big one.
Rourke Smith tunnels the handball to Treloar, slams it on the right boot. Norton in the front spot with a sticky mitt. Umpire doesn't pay it, so he butters back up, paddles it about 20 metres and eventually gets a hold of it. Rourke Smith, a little bit of disco hits, couldn't get around Berry, who just buries him into the turf and says, have a taste of that, son. And Berry will have it defensive side of the centre wing.
Hand pass to Lions, runs away for Brisbane. Joe drilling past 25, he's on the boundary line. 65 out and he marks.
Within range here.
Big Joe Danaher. He just sort of loaded up, pulled the kick to about 15 out. McCarthy, big leap. Not played the mark. Hand pass to Bailey in the forward pocket. Charlie Cameron lurks. Tried to hand pass back to McCarthy. Caleb Daniel in the right spot, got in the way. And the Dogs out of the back pocket with a long drop punt. And Norton got a fist on it or a hand on it. And slapped it out of bounds halfway between and half forward. Wing and half forward for the Lions.
So what I am loving, I'm loving the specky attempts in this game. My God, there's been some hangers. Everyone must be feeling fresh after a strong summer because you're not doing that in the middle of winter. I'll give you the red hot tip.
That's Bulldogs superstar Joshy Bruce on the Triple M Seabus Super Special comments.
Yes.
We're doing Seabus Supers all 2022, Baz. Yes. We love Seabus, don't we?
I'm a
home too.
30 years.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm only 38 years old.
Well, there you go. That'd be a big account you got there, Barry. As we're inside 50 again for the Lions. Getting busy, Charlie Cameron around the body. Diving in was Keith. They're lurking here. Bailey's there. Now at ground level, diving on top. And locking it in, Charlie Cameron. So where are they breaking down the lines here, Kate? They just can't seem to get any clean entry inside 50.
Yeah, I think their method looks all right, though. The kick that Joe kicked in, obviously McCarthy nearly got up for a ride, but I love seeing Zach Bailey front and centre of a contest.
Oh, speak of the devil, Zachy Bailey toe pokes one off the deck, and sitting all in his lonesome at the top of the goal square, Dan McStay, and he'll have a shot here from point blank range.
Keith is giving him a bit of stick there too. I reckon he might have taken a bit of a dive, but nonetheless, directly in front, it's a goal.
Slots at home, McStay's on the board, and the Lions, they move to 2-1-13, the Dogs 2-3-15. That's all on the Triple M scoreboard. 16 and a half gone first term. Kate McCarthy on the Triple M Seabus Super Special comments.
Yeah, and just as we say, Zach Bailey's gone back to the centre bounce here, but I love when he sits forward. He's such an electric small forward, always at the fall of the ball. And when you've got the likes of Joe Danaher and even Link McCarthy, he's not a tall, but gee, he plays tall and rides the shoulders of his taller defender. If he's bringing it to ground, and you've got Cockatoo as well down there, and Zach Bailey sort of mopping up their feet, he is just so dangerous down there. And then add that in with Charlie Cameron too. So exciting stuff from the Lions and got back on the board. So 2 points of difference now.
Red Z Landing leading ball winners, 6 to McRae and Dunkley, 6 to Daniel Rich for Brisbane. Bailey Smith at 72% game time, hasn't touched the pill.
Bounce in the centre. Martin and big Oscar McInerney tapped down to Dunkley, dragged off the kick, goes back onto it again, still at ground level. Bailey Smith tried to work it out for the Doggies. Baz was tackled, lost it to Neil, who hand passed off to Cockatoo for the Lions, and he goes long inside forward 50, and McStay's marked. Sarah Ollie down on the boundary line.
Well, he may have hung up the boots at the end of last season, but Grant Birchall, he can't get enough. He's here tonight at Marvel Stadium as the runner. I'm wondering, Josh, which one of your teammates won't you be able to kick out of Whitten Oval? Who'll stick around?
Oh, that's a great question. Probably me, to be honest. I'm living there at the moment. I'm coaching the AFLW as well, but enjoy our footy.
So McStay, every second of the quarter. The left foot drop punt is good. From 35 out, and the Lions get their third. They go to 3-1-19. And it's 2-3. It takes 2-1-13 to 2-3-15. The Bulldogs, 8.5 first term on the Triple M scoreboard.
Geez, Grant Birchall must have had a quiet off-season because towards the end of last season, he was struggling to move down in defence, but he's come back as the runner this year and he's clocking up the Ks and he looks as fit as ever.
It's 3-1-19, as I said.
That's right, Barry.
Tim.
All over it.
Yeah.
We spoke about the ball living inside the Bulldogs half. Brisbane have won 4 of the last 5 clearances and had the last 4 inside 50, so the game's turned on its head.
It's Joshy Bruce on the Triple M C bus.
Yeah.
Super special comment.
I have to tell Poppy that one.
Boosie. As we're back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. The ball in the air. Martin wins this one over McInerney. Shark by McRae. Got it out to Dunkley. Another centre clearance for the Dogs. Inside 50, but Andrews works to the front of English. Thought about the little chisel on the 45. Instead he'll square it across the goal face. Adams. Outside 50 now. Cockatoo. He looks in good shape. Juggles the mark. Takes it on the second bite. You can hear the umpires exclusively mic'd here for Triple M as Cockatoo down the ground. Fork got worked under it by Williams. The handball up to Trelaw. Gets the afterburners on through the middle of Marvel. Looks up, not a lot on offer, so he sends it out the fat side. There's a runner there in Vandermeer. He crashes in. Was he taken off the footy? Yes, he was. He'll get a free kick. They're going to take the advantage. Now, I'm not sure that was umpire. Vandermeer will have a shot from the boundary. Across the face. The astronaut pops into the last moment and takes it right near the behind post.
Interesting to see what he does here. He's on his opposite foot, so we've been working on these little Stevie J snaps across the body. So 1, 2, 3 and a kick, and hopefully he can slot it on the right peg.
So you back him in here, Brucey?
Yep.
1, 2, 3 steps around the body, over the left shoulder. He makes no mistake. He gets his second for the night. He got one in the first minute. He gets one when we've just ticked into time on in this first term. And the Dogs, well, they hit the lead again. They're 3-3-21. The Lions 3-1-19 on the Triple M scoreboard.
Yeah, the key forwards have come to play. I think Brisbane really missed McStay at times last year. He's proven a really workhorse for their setup up front, and really good fodder for big Joey Danaher. I think Joey actually grows a leg and plays stronger when he's got that help up there as well. And they've obviously got Hipwood to come back in as well. So it's an imposing 3-pronged setup they've got.
Don't forget at McDonald's, of course, McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy, that you can score enough to feed the whole team. And that's Macca's 40-piece chicken McNuggets pack. And I tell you what, don't be embarrassed to go back and ask for a second, because sometimes one's just not enough 40.
Sometimes 40 pieces.
It's a long drive down to Lakes Entrance. You go for the 2K. Seriously, you can't. And they're beautiful. They melt in your mouth. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Big punch forward for the Doggies from the ruck contest. McRae, good work. Put his head over the footy. Had Coleman coming at him, who tries to wrestle it from underneath him. Punched it back towards the centre of the ground. Big English goes at it. Hand pass smothered by Answorth, and the ball spills out to Charlie Cameron. He's a beauty. Kicks towards half forward. Little hand pass will come out to Neil. He's dragged down. McRae, great tackle. He gets it free for the Dogs at halfback.
Yeah, fantastic chase down tackle there. Lockie Neal thought he had a little bit longer, looked up, was about to hit a forward lace out, and McRae just snuck up on him. It was a beautiful tackle.
McRae sends it out wide. Baslenko on a searching lead, takes it in the breadbasket. Right on the interchange gate, broadcast wing. 22 gone, first term.
Fresh lemon juice in the locks there.
Yeah, is that the secret, is it?
It must be.
Looking a little bit blonder. English, toe pokes one up to the 50. Vandermeer, what are his stats early, Two Man?
Vandermeer, 3 disposals, taking a mark.
Yeah, been busy as he looks into the pocket now. There was a lead from Waitman, had to double back. Good vertical leap, couldn't quite. At the front and centre, Rourke Smith sends it back to the top of the square. The numbers here with the Lions. They do well. McInerney on the last line. Scrambles a kick out. McStay leads the race against Dale, and he's happy just to track that one over the boundary line. 60 around from the Dogs' goal. They lead this by 2 points on the Triple M scoreboard.
A good game of footy. And the crowd that are here, Ash, how many we got here tonight?
Just over 3,000, I reckon, Baz. If that, we had 5-7 last night.
Nice Friday night. They're enjoying their footy. Trelaw dragged down in a tackle. It's on forward 50 for the Bulldogs. Trying to work it out. Starcevich, he's tackled as well. Ball spilled to Big Tim English, who kicked the ball to full forward. Dropping back, Adams will rush it through for a point. A rush point to the Dogs. Vandermeer was hot. had him on the tackle. 3-3-21 the Bulldogs, 3-1-19 the Lions. 23.5 first term Triple M scoreboard.
Some of the major ball winners so far, Two-Man, on the Triple M Red Zets.
For the Bulldogs, 8 to McRae, 7 to Dunkley, and for Brisbane, 6 apiece to Rich and Lockie Neal.
Jack McRae leading the stats. Something new. Absolutely ball magnet.
And Neil for the Lions. Not unusual as Keith gets the spoil here on the broadcast wing. Down, Cockatoo. Little inside-out Nana. Beautifully weighted for Coleman. He switches it into the corridor now. Looking for Starcevic. He goes past him. Crazy Mitch Robertson picks it up. He handballs out now. The Lions can attack here. It's a long driving ball there from Madden. Falls out the back. Danaher has to beat a couple. He almost leapfrogs the ball in the end there, Bass.
He's trying the back kick there.
I think he might have. But it's out of bounds. Deep in attack here for the Lions. They trail by 3 points on the Triple M scoreboard. 24 gone first term.
Joe Danaher, Ash, of course, former Bomber.
And played every game last year, Baz, for Brisbane.
He did. Full pocket. Brisbane. Down to ground level, Bailey gets his hand pass smothered. Good work from Bontempelli. The Bont does well. Stood up in the tackle, got a hand pass to Treloar. Hand pass to Keith, who was a bit off balance with a kick. It was a bit of an up and under, but went about 30 metres to defensive 50. Bottom of the pack, the Dogs trying to shuffle it out. Barging through Zach Bailey. He's tackled, lost it. Crazy good work. Little hand pass off to Bailey Williams. Another one to Treloar. Now they go through the centre through Waitman. And he drills a pass to forward 50. And it's an open 50, Big Tim.
One-on-one here, Barry. Andrews and Hannon. The ball's going to beat both of them, though. Across the boundary line. 20 around from the Dogs' goal. Who have you liked so far, Brucey, for your doggies?
Yeah, I think Naughty's been obviously really strong up forward. I like how Adam Treloar's breaking the lines. And hopefully the Bont can get involved a little bit here.
The Bont's in the ruck this time, Brucey, against Big Four. Competes well. Ground level Berry. Treloar lays the big tackle with the Bont. The ball's locked in. A bit slow to get to his feet there, Berry, after that contest. 40 out from the Dogs' goal here. And English comes and arrives finally for the ruck work. Taps down. Berry Rose out. Robertson, the late inclusion. Gets it back to Big Darcy Ford, who sends a mongrel torpedo outside the 50. And off hands of a big bunch of players as Big Joe comes off for a rest, Barry.
Darcy, thank you.
25.5 gone first term. The Dogs leading this by 3. Triple M scoreboard.
McDonald's, Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy. Don't forget Ream Hot Water, steady, hot and strong. And if you do the right thing by your family and your mates, install the Ream. They'll all be happy. Bounty thrown on the wing, McRae. Hand pass back of the pack for the Doggies to Treloar. Left foot ball, high one inside, gives the forwards a chance. Off hands though. It's grabbed by Coleman. Long kick outside defensive 50. Up goes the big fella in English for the Dogs. Brings it to ground level. Handsworth tries to tap it forward. Running onto the footy. Good work from the line. He got an unkind bounce. Had to virtually run underneath his own tap that bounced high in the air. Doubled back. And Caleb Daniel was ready for him. Dragged him to the ground. The umpire to ball it up.
Aaron Norton, he's a number 1 ranked player on the ground. 6 disposals, 3 marks, a couple of contested and a couple of goals.
So tapped down by Martin. Ground level, sharked out by Lions. Shovels it forward, McStay. Good slippery handball for Robertson. Snaps it back to the top of the square. Ball off hands. Was Keith held? He did well. Look at him. The raging ball out of defence. He just belts it forward. He's going to pick it up now. And he tunnels it end on end up to half forward. Much to the delight of the Bulldogs fans.
Oh, yeah, they're up. Big Tim as it's half forward and tackles laid. Bodies pile on top of the pill. There'll be a ball up, but that's nice to see.
Yeah, the big chief, we call him chief. He's a marshal down in defence there, and we'll be hearing about that one on Monday, I'm sure.
Yes. Thrown in the air, 55 out from the Dogs' goal. And Dunkley, Sharks at ground level, nice tap to him. Caleb Daniels got time. Nice little chip inboard to Bontempelli. He'll wait for the leader. Look at the pass, beautiful Norton. Play got in the way though, and that was clever work from the Lions on the back half. Adams has got it, little kick out wide to Berry. And Berry outside defensive 50 just slows it down after taking the mark.
I really like that matchup, Adams on Norton. He's able to go with him a little bit more with the bigger body, and it also gives Harris Andrews the option of maybe not respecting his opponent as much as he should, so he can float back and be the third man up when he's not taking that matchup.
As one of the common things in AAMI Community Series, Barry, is the out of bounds on the full, and we just saw it there. A kick from Berry, just a bit too hot. He's dumped it out on the full.
Yeah, he was going for Mitch, and I don't think Mitch gave him a lot of sympathy.
No, Mitch looked directly at the ground, shook his head, wasn't happy with it.
Real stare.
Just taking the sting out of it here a little bit. Red time in the quarter, and no matter how many pre-season games you play or how much training you have, it can't prepare you for that first hit out against opposition, and there's a few cooked lads out there today.
There's McRae. He sends it on that silky left boot, back inside 50. Coleman did well, floated in from the side and spoiled it out of bounds. 25 around from the Dogs' goal. 28 and a half gone first term. Lions 3-1-19, 2 goals to McStay. They're trailing the Bulldogs 3-4-22 on the Triple M scoreboard.
Fort and Martin almost go for it. Fort got in front, ball at the ground level, ball bounced back up to his chest, and he's wrapped up in a tackle, stands in it, the umpire ball up. A 45 out from the Doggies' goal. Throw a blanket over about 12 underneath it. Rourke Smith back of the pack. Mitch Robertson got around him and hooked it off the ground, went out in the full. So Treloar to bring it back in for the Dogs. He's 70 around from goal on the outer side of the ground. And they lead it by 3 points as we close in on quarter time.
Squares it to the Bont, who sends a long driving ball to the top of the square. The spoil came from Fort. Now at ground level, take him on Vandermeer. The handball too hot for Norton. Handball's back in. Here's your man, Brucey Hannon. Left it behind. Now Coleman steadies the ship. And Madden, the Irishman from County Dublin, just arches the back, sends it into the middle of the ground. Daniel's going to cut it off though, did really well. Just spiked it out to Treloar and he's away.
Yeah, that's terrific. As Treloar, with all the space in the world, was able to deliver out to Smith at half forward. So the Dogs looking for another goal scoring opportunity. About 1:20 left in the quarter. Runs around the player on the mark, kicks the full forward. Ford in front, Norton from behind. Big lead, lot of pack. A pack of players around this. It spilled to Coleman, went for the left foot ball, torpedo into the centre of the ground, spills to ground level. Cockatoo dives on top. He's wrapped up in a tackle, another ball up, still at half forward for the Dogs.
Yeah, we spoke about Jack McRae earlier. He's leading all comers for tackles, having 4, and disposals, having 11. And he's just been elevated as vice captain, so 3 years running All Australian. Good player.
It's Joshy Bruce on the Triple M Seabus Supers tonight. Exclusive access. Back out training with the boys, building nicely for return this year as Neil scrambles it forward, cut off English. As Tunnels 125, overrunning at Vandermeer. The big man Fort picks it up clean and delivers nicely to Berry. Handball off to McCarthy. A long driving ball to a big one-on-one here. McStay and did well. Williams got back with a double fist and kills it out of bounds. Kate McCarthy on the Triple M Seabus Supers.
Yeah, just a couple of times now the Brisbane Lions forwards have been caught behind their defender. We saw there McStay was behind, but a couple of quick kicks have come out from a stoppage and it's gone straight to the Bulldogs defenders. So Chris Fagan won't be happy with that. Forwards need to get in front so that they're there for the quick kick out.
Ball's worked to the wing for the Doggies where Vandermeer has taken a mark. Second most famous Vander in footy, Ash.
Huh? What was that, Baz?
Sorry, the ball kicked to the forward pocket where Norton, the astronaut.
It's about as funny as I get for Red Zed.
See it out of bounds. 2 points up the Bulldogs, 31 and a half minutes into the first quarter here as we tick down towards quarter time. Boundary throw in. Fort and Martin. Martin slaps to the front of the pack. Berry jumps high for the Lions. Big pack around this. Lions underneath it. That's it. Quarter time, ripping crew here. Josh Bruce has joined us tonight with the great Kate McCarthy. Big Tim Sully's here. Ash Turin, Sarah Ollie on the boundary line. Baz. And for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy.
That quarter for McDonald's. Score enough to beat the whole team with Macca's 40-piece Chicken McNuggets pack.
Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
A nudist home in Queensland is desperately seeking flatmates. Loz, here's your opportunity. With a clothing optional attitude. Comes with lots of amenities like a photography/film studio, swimming pool, ping pong table. Oh my lord.
Oh, good for them.
Each to their own.
Enjoy
it. You do you. And the rest of the house if you get a chance.
The Marty Shear Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
At Total Tools, we won't be beaten on Makita Power Tools. Score even more at our massive Makita Mac Cash event exclusively at Total Tools this Thursday to Saturday. Spend $4.99, get $100. Spend $9.99, get $200. Spend $4,999, get up to $1,000 Mac Cash to spend on any Makita product. Beat that! Our low prices will not be beaten. But hurry, must end this Saturday. Total Tools, low prices on every tool for every trade. Guaranteed.
Thinking of cracking a cold one?
Thirsty Camel has you covered with Beer Bonanza. Right now, you could win a share in over $50,000 worth of prizes. Just spend $30 or more on any participating beer, including Great Northern Super Crisp 24 packs, $47.99, and Bolter XPA 4 packs, $16.99 each, or 2 for $30 for Hump Club members. Enter online for your chance to win daily. For all the details or to find your nearest bottle shop, visit thirstycamel.com.au. Ends 20 March. T's and C's apply.
Optus Business Plus is a flexible solution that you can build the way you want. You can pick and choose your products and services like mobile, internet, phone lines and more. And because things change, it's easy to scale up or down from month to month. Search Optus Business Plus today or call us to talk business. Great business starts with yes. T's and C's apply.
Doctors without the waiting rooms. Feels better. Medication straight to your door. Perfect when you're feeling so.
Online doctors and pharmacy. rosemaryhealth.com.au.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. Tradies, at National Tiles we know how extra valuable your time is in this current building boom. So we've streamlined how quickly we can serve you. Just go online and order from thousands of National Tiles, adhesives, grouts and tools for immediate delivery or pickup. No waiting, no delays. Yes, at National Tiles our tradies are our VIPs, where we consistently strive to save you time and money every day of the year.
A lot goes into 7-Eleven's Southern Fried Wrap with RSPCA approved crunchy chicken on a bed of crisp slaw and smoky chipotle mayo. 7-Eleven's Wrap Range, handmade and delivered daily.
Machinery House, your one-stop machinery shop.
When it comes to workshop machinery and machine tool accessories, Hare & Forbes Machinery House are your one-stop machinery shop. From tooling to woodworking, spare parts and servicing, when you become a Machinery House mate, we'll look after you like a mate, as we have done since 1930. See the full range at machineryhouse.com.au.
Hare & Forbes Machinery House, your one-stop machinery shop.
For Abbots Road, Dandenong South.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Ream. Steady, hot and strong. Install the Ream.
Marvel Stadium, quarter time in the AAMI Community Series. The Dogs and the Lions. Quarter time, the Dogs 3-4-22 lead Brisbane. 3 goals, 2-20. We've got Baz, Tim Solly, Josh Bruce is in the house. And Kate McCarthy, the AFLW All-Australian, Ashley Chua. Let's go down to the boundary line. Let's have a look at the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. And just before quarter time, as Norton flew for a mark and got smashed at ground level, and Sarah Ollie, he might have headed off for a little while.
He did. He went down the race with the club physio and the club doctor. They spent about 4 minutes down there. He is back out there. The headband is on, so hopefully he can continue kicking some goals tonight.
That's great to hear. Obviously, Aaron Norton, he's been great in this first quarter of this game, kicking the 2 goals, taking a number of contested marks as well, looking really busy. And as Brucey said through the call, it's been a bit of a battle of the key forwards at the moment. So you've got Norton down one end, Big Joe, Dan McStay down the other. And the Lions have done pretty well to weather this storm. 22 inside 50s to 11 and just 2 points down at quarter time. They've a bit to change going forward, but all in all, they're still in and they're looking good.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to lose Naughty early. He's a very important player to us. He's only, 21, 22 years old and pretty much kicked 50 goals last year, and only Max Gorn was ahead of him for contested marks for the season, so he's an absolute beast. It kind of looks like he got his hand stood on there, potentially just having a look at the replay. So a few painkillers will be cherry up.
What's it like with the intensity of going into, it's a question for both, Kate, you and Josh, but the type of intensity you want to take into a pre-season game to set yourself up for the year, and the balance between that and flying through the air sideways and getting hurt before round one.
Yeah, I think with AFLW we have such few games in the season that the first hit out is a really important one. You obviously want to show that you're cherry ripe and want to get picked for round one, but also it's a really big opportunity. Some of the girls that we have in our team we don't get to play with apart from those games, and you've got new players coming into the team and you want to get the things you've worked on over the off-season right, so this is the best chance to get it right. Obviously these guys have a lot more games in the season to sort of fiddle with that and get the formations right. But, yeah, pracky matches are really important for us.
Yeah, and I mean, with the men, we've streamlined it down from, three pre-season games where you play pretty much the twos game, the first two, then you play the ones, and now it's only the one, so it's essentially a full dress rehearsal.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy, here's the big man with a big heart and a big voice, Big Tim Solly.
Thanks, Buzzer.
Golden Thompson.
McInerney here with English. English went early, but he's going to robe his own pill and then sends one straight up the chimney, out to the broadcast wing. Berry flew early. Now at ground level. Beautiful work there by Dale. Got it out. Now shared around. Dunkley to Vandermeer. A long driving ball in the hot spot. Here is Norton. Front and centre was Waitman, and he was just pulled off the pill. It was reckless there by Starcevic. And Waitman will go back and have a set shot here from 35, 5-degree angle.
Yeah, great contest there again from Naughty. He's having a really strong game. It was just a one-on-one kick in from Vandermeer to Naughty, and essentially as a key forward, you just want to bring the ball to ground and give your small forwards a chance. And Cody's a master at drawing a free kick, as the Essendon fans well know.
Yeah. 26 goals, 13 last year, Brucey, for Waitman as he starts this one right. It's not making its way back. It's the minus score for Cody. The Bulldogs, they moved to 3-5-23, Lions 3-2-20, early stages of this second term on the Triple M scoreboard.
He's a two-time day and two-time night premiership statistician with the Triple M Reds Atlantic Stats, the great Ashley Shields.
Positives for the Bulldogs, Baz. Thanks for that. Dominating the centre clearances to date, 5-2, and that man McRae, as Josh spoke about, 11 touches, leading ball winner on the ground.
Ball being worked to the wing broadcast side, slapped out of bounds with Danaher hands on the footy. What are you like?
Just Barry, it's great to be back at the footy with you, big man. I miss this slight tongue-in-cheek stuff.
How's Big Joey Danaher going, Kate?
Yeah, he's having a good match, getting up the ground, obviously, as they need him to be that get-out-of-jail kick from a defensive 50, kick in and working really hard. I think him and McStay have really worked on their connection and their, their ability to work together, one high up the ground, one deeper, and sort of making sure that their defenders are accountable depending on who wants to play deepest.
3 points up the Dogs. We're still on the win. The ball's gone nowhere. 2 minutes into the second term. Neil at the bottom of the pack for Brisbane. Hand passes to big Oscar McInerney, who hand passed back to Neil, who gives it back towards Starcevic. A long ball across the wing. Vandermeer at the fall of the ball. Got it out towards Bailey Dale. He kicked it out in the full. He got pushed as he kicked it. And the resulting free kick will go to Big Joe Danaher, or Lyons is claiming it. Who's it going to be giving it to? Big Joe.
Big Joe. Little chiselling ball forward. McCluggage wants to get on with things from 60. A low slider inside 50. Beautiful pick up here. Cameron sends it to the top of the square. Mitch Robinson there. The big spoil came, though, over the top. It was good stuff by the captain, Bontempelli. And out of bounds, 10 metres around from the Lions' goal.
Great pick up from Charlie. Probably wants to skew that one a little bit further around to the top of the goal square or around that part. Really easy for the Bulldogs to transition if they were to get an intercept mark there from that open side of the field.
Triple M Super special comments. Kate McCarthy joined by Josh Bruce tonight. Bailey Williams from the boundary throwing in the back pocket for the Dogs. Lions go to the left of our broadcast position. Cockatoo picks it up at Spillage. Cross the body from 35. He's put it through for the Lions. And Brisbane hit the front. 3 minutes second term. 4-2-26. The Bulldogs 3-5-23. Triple M scoreboard.
Rocking the long socks, Cockatoo there, got the socks right up. And yeah, you're talking about Charlie's ground ball. I don't think I'll ever pick up a ground ball that clean at full speed, right off the bootlaces. It was not to be understated.
Remember a goal he kicked out last year, Brucey, in that semi-final. He was at full tilt, running to the right of the dial. And you'd think someone running that fast wouldn't be able to get boot to ball, and he slotted it.
It's incredible. I've always looked at the likes of players like Charlie and Cyril and the star small forwards and how clean they are below their feet. It's something that I have never and definitely will never achieve. So keep it in the air for me.
Just watch that one on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Cockatoo loved that goal.
No, I'm backing you in, Josh. You can achieve that. You can achieve anything.
A new player.
So back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. English down. In the middle now, Dunkley falling over, diving on top of him. McCluggage locks it in. We'll do it all again in the centre circle. Some of the stats for Red Z, Shoeman.
Scores from stoppages. Brisbane 3-1-19. Bulldogs just the 1-3-9. Brisbane number one in that stat last year.
That's why he's number 2 in the business, Barry. He sets it up as 50. Adams. Just joking. Just had to slide one in early. There's the Lions now. Adams sends it down to the broadcast wing. English from the side. Picks it off as easy as you like.
Not sure if you know, Tim, but Ash's got a bit of pull in this joint. Just be a little bit careful there.
No, we know you're number 1, Chew, man. There's no doubt about that.
I don't know. It could be a little bit too late for that, Tim. Red set again.
But he can't forgive Ash. McCluggage off the wing. Kicks a long one to half forward for the Lions. It's all dogs at ground level. Caleb Daniel been clever all night. Picks it up defensive 50. Went for Trelaw in the centre. Coleman read that nice. Came in from the side, ran a good 10 metres and pinched it right in the centre of the ground. Took the mark. He plays on for the Lions. Long ball to full forward. Over the pack. Big Fort runs on him and he's absolutely filthy.
Coleman could have been playing first slip against Pakistan.
Yeah, that's
beautiful. Double grabber.
Shacky's got the free kick at full-back for the Dogs.
How have you seen him so far, Bruce, in defence, Josh Shackey?
Yeah, he's been solid, Shark. I mean, he's been good in the contest. He's had a couple, or 1 or 2 kicked on him, but we don't really talk about that in teams these days. It's all a team defence, and there's been a lot of swapping of roles. So Alex Keith's generally playing the deepest, or generally playing on the tallest, which has been Darcy Ford or the ruckman resting forward, and Shacky's been swapping from McStay and Danaher. So he's held up pretty well.
So boundary throw in, right half forward here for the Lions. McInerney versus English. McInerney to the front. Bontempelli clean as a whistle. Got it to Hunter. He didn't check the rear vision mirror though. Charlie was there and he mowed him down. 60 from home. Handball's off the ridge. Here's a big boomer. He loads up from 60. Oh yes! Daniel nails the goal. And the Lions, well, they get the first 2 of this second term. They move to 5-2-32. The Dogs 3-5-23. That's on the Triple M scoreboard as we'll head down the boundary to Bob Jane Seymour, Sarah Ollie.
Yes, I think both sides must have had one eye on the game between Melbourne and Carlton last night. Of course, 8 50-metre penalties given away for umpire abuse. The AFL are cracking down on that this season. We're yet to see one this evening, and Mitch Robinson's out there, so that is unusual.
What a finish, Daniel Rich, though. You said before, Brucey, Caleb Daniel or Daniel Rich, and I think they both have such unique qualities to their kicking. 2 of the best kicks in the comp. Not sure Caleb Daniel could do that from 60, but not sure Daniel Rich could pinpoint hit some of those kicks that Caleb Daniel hits through the 45 when his hips are facing the boundary line.
Yeah, it's a dilemma, isn't it? Would you rather kick 70 or inside out 45s are the hardest kick in the comp? Who knows?
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Bailey out of the centre, taps it towards Neil for Brisbane. And then up and unders towards half forward, but and half back is Ed Richards for the Bulldogs, who marks on defensive 50. Drills a pass to the outer side, Trelaw and McRae. They raffled it. Trelaw marked, hand pass off to McRae. Kick high inside, and big Stephen Martin. Well, waiting down was Norton, did well. And the ball slipped through his fingertips. Martin, and hand pass to Vandermeer, who kicks in towards Baz, who led to the forward pocket. Ball bounced away from him, went through for a point.
We keep speaking about Aaron Norton, but the Brisbane defenders are playing him interesting. They're playing from in front, so it's certainly not the way that I would have played a player of his jumping capabilities. So it'd be interesting to see if they change that, because Harris Andrews generally plays back shoulder and likes to lock you down. So they've been playing him from slightly in front, so maybe it's just a way they're changing the system.
The big Joe inside 50 and finding some separation. Cameron. It was footy from defence, wasn't it, Kate? They go coast to coast there, the Lions, and it was probably just a bit too easy in the end.
Yeah, some really good early bodywork from Charlie Cameron. Just got Ed Richards off balance, but pinpoint perfect pass straight back to the middle of the corridor, and Charlie had just pushed his opponent to the boundary side and just took a nice easy mark in the end.
So Cameron had another good year, 55 goals from his 24 games last year as he leans back like shelling peas for that man. Cameron's on the board for his first of the night, and the Lions, well, they've got off to a flying start here. They've kicked the first 3 majors of the second term. They lead 6-2-38. The Dogs 3-6-24. Triple M scoreboard.
Good to see Charlie kept the motorbike in the garage for the pre-season match as well. You don't want to pull those out too early. That's a round 1 celebration, that is.
Yeah, he loves that one. we got Sarah down the boundary. I saw Mitch Robinson try and come off before, and he got sent back on the field, which is always hard as a player. When
he wasn't impressed. He looks pretty cooked.
Down there.
Yeah, well, nothing I could hear from where I'm sitting, but he was getting a bit of lip to the bench, that's for sure.
Yeah, if you could get penalised for lipping the bench, I reckon he would have got 150.
I'm surprised he hasn't given away any tonight, to be honest. But.
Ash.
Brisbane very efficient. Their last 9 entries inside 50, they've nailed 5 majors.
Triple M Reds End lending stats with the great man Ashley Chua. The bounce is good for McDonald's. Marine hot water. Triple M rocks footy out of the centre. Brisbane a chance here. Little hand pass will come back to Neil, who stands right in the centre. Has time to load up. Bit of space. Danaher's been worked under it. And it's punched to ground level where Caleb Daniel, well, he got tackled as he kicked it. His kick went straight to Charlie Cameron, who kicked across the body and missed. 6-3-39 Brisbane. It was touched off the boot. In fact, 3-6-24. The Bulldogs, 10 minutes second term, Triple M scoreboard.
Potentially a bit too much off there, Kate. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think he probably should have blasted that one long under so much pressure down in the D, or even he had a little handball option, but if you're going to try him, may as well try him in a pre-season match.
That's right, yeah.
Daniel was looking for quarter. He had to beat 3, now ground level. Rourke Smith smothered off his boot. Good stuff there, McStay. And then the handball from Adams back to McStay. Hard work for him. Now Dunkley on defensive 50. They'll share around by hand. Rourke Smith comes back in ball. McRae. Hard work for Baz. Now the back kick inside 50 off the deck there. It was creative from Bailey. And lands in the lap of our man Link McCarthy. And he'll have a set shot here, 40 metres out slide angle.
It's twice now that Zach Bailey socketed off the ground and it's ended up in the arms of a forward. I'm not sure if they've been necessarily deliberate. Having a look at the replay there, I think it was a deliberate soccer off the ground, but I'm not sure he meant for it to go straight in Link McCarthy's breadbasket, but it worked out.
Big summer watching the English Premier League and the A-League, I think. Working well for him.
So 36 goals last year for Link McCarthy from 24 games. He's been durable since coming over from the Cats. Set sail from 42. He claps his hand. He loved it off the boot. A high five from McCluggage. And the Lions get the first 4 of this second term. And your doggies have gone to sleep a bit here, Brucey.
Yeah, they have. It's interesting. The scores really snuck up on us. They're shot out by about 20 points. And, Brisbane are just winning it inside. They're winning the clearances and they're getting inside 50s from it. And as we know, it's a territory game these days. So with that landslide of clearances, the star-studded midfield will be looking to get the next one.
The footy heads back into the centre. The dog by 2 points. At quarter time, 3-6-24, 7-3-45. Ash, Choice Hotels around the grounds. Where we're heading now. Who are we going to look at tomorrow in the AAMI Community Series?
Well, I've got Hawthorn taking on Richmond. That's at just after 1 o'clock. That's down in Tassie, followed by Adelaide versus Port Adelaide. Yes. In South Australia, Richmond Oval and Essendon take on the Saints at Marvel tomorrow night.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Bounce is good, ground level ball. The midfielders pile in on top. Hand pass over the top for the Lions towards their forward zone, and Bailey Dale got in the way, pushed it out to Baz. And Baz Smith, little short one to Crozier, who got it out towards McRae. And McRae runs away from half-back, drills a pass to Waitman, who marks in front of Coleman, and he's forward of the wing, outer side of the ground. And a reasonably open forward line. Norton is very, very deep. And he squeezed a low ball to Martin in the forward pocket. Full the ball, Dunkley swoops on it, kicks the goal, 25 out, ran it low, and puts it through for the Dogs. They get their fourth. 4-6-30 play, 7-3-45 Brisbane. 12.5 second term, Triple M scoreboard.
Won't see many cleaner front centres than that from Josh Dunkley. Full speed off the pack. Steph Martin created a great contest. He's resting up forward at the moment. And Dunkley off the bootlaces and a right foot snap. And we're just talking about the midfield. I've just had a text from Tom Liberatore, and he's let me know that he'll be there for round 1 and hopefully playing. So he'll be looking forward to coming back inside and giving us a bit of grunt.
It's good to have the inside info, isn't it, Barry? Brucey on the text machine.
Brucey just doesn't realise that that'll be like front page. Well, it'll be in the news tomorrow, Kate. That's it.
Yeah. Front
Should not have said that.
Yeah.
No, I just made that up.
That's good news. Good news.
I didn't wait. So back in the middle here for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. All throughout 2022, we'll be rocking the footy here at Triple M as there's been an infringement. 666, I believe.
Yep.
So we'll throw it up in the middle here. It'll be Big Darcy forward against Stephen Martin. There's a tap down. The Bont hits it at full speed. Handball out to the lonesome McRae. A left foot ball inside 50, 2-on-2. The spoil came from Fullerton. And then Hannon lurking around the back, couldn't grab the handle. Out of bounds, 20 around from the Dogs' goal. They trailed this by 15, 14 gone, second term. Triple M scoreboard.
How's the pace of Bont hitting that centre clearance then? He had 2 lines hanging off him, still was able to get the handball away just because of how quickly he hit that. That was wonderful midfield work.
Dunkley again, Sharks at hand pass, back to Martin Hunter, put his head over it, could have got smashed. Enormous courage, lost the footy in the handle, Lyons picks it up for Brisbane. Long ball across the centre, but there's no one. Brisbane's forward half, and Keith dropped back running with a fly to the footy, got Stinner tackle. Good tackle from Ed Richards, sees the ball spill. McCarthy's got to dive over a pack. Lyons goes in, he's hand passed to Madden. Madden tackle, ball on the deck, the umpire will ball it up. Nice bit of pressure there.
He's holding his knee here, Keith.
He looks sore.
Yeah.
And he's hobbling, he's back up on his feet, but he looks real uncomfortable, Josh.
Yeah, it's bringing back some demons, that is. First time I've been back here, actually.
The ball's pinging around at ground level.
Sorry about that.
Head over at Richards, now Cockatoo, got it out of there somehow, and good defensive work in the front spot, Crozier.
This can be the ACL special comments crew.
Yeah.
It's not a good knee between us.
And if you're just joining us at half-time, we'll be asking Josh how his recovery's going.
For something new.
Johannesson with ball in hand, left half back. 15 and a half gone, second term. Lions by 15 as he goes back inside defensive 50. And they'll switch it here through Shackey. He's got Bailey Dale in a paddock of space. He switches further out to the broadcast wing. Oh, English had a brain fart. Dropped the footy. Handballs down the line. Hunter. Bit of run and dash here from English. The counter punch. Takes a bounce if you don't mind, the big man. And then loads up. It's inside 50. Martin front spot. Coming through Norton with the headband. Taken to the turf. Front and centre Hannon. He'll do the percentage swing back to the top of the square. Good spoil there from Answorth. Attacks it hard. Got it out to McCluggage. Stood up in the tackle. Got it to Berry. And he slams it out to the broadcast wing.
Yeah, out of side wing. One-on-one. McStay was there. Fall of the ball. He'll go again. Pick it up on the wing. Looks forward. Drills it past the half forward. Big Joe's the target here. He gets a kind bounce. Open goal square from 50. Big Joe loads up. Comes back, but not enough. And through from behind. 7-4-46 Brisbane. They had a good second term. The Dogs 4-6-30, 16 and a half second term.
Geez, how good was that spoil from Answorth coming through? JJ was in the box seat really to take that one and kick an easy goal, but he came through late. Answorth, great closing speed to get a fist in, and then they nearly transitioned down the other end and scored a goal themselves.
Sarah Ollie, what's happening down on the boundary?
Yeah, just to confirm, Alex Keith has gone down to the rooms with the physio and the doctor after that bone-crushing tackle just at half forward before. And for the Lions, Gideon Coleman, he's getting his right leg looked at the moment by the doctor.
McRae, look away handball. Rourke Smith, he's been busy the last couple of minutes. Your man Brucey, building nicely. And tunnelling ball inside 50, and Norton tracks it across the boundary line. 17 and a half gone, second term. Bulldogs, 4 goals, 6-30. Trailing the Lions, 7-4-46. 2 goals McStay, 2 goals Norton. As the ball's back in.
That's Big Tim Solly. Boundary throw in. It's McRae.
High contact Brisbane.
High contact Brisbane. Free kick to go to Handsworth.
Your man Cody Rack limbering up down there.
Ooh.
Timmy.
Yep.
I'm wondering about his last name.
Yes.
Put it on, play on.
Rocky. What do you call him out of training, Bruce?
Scandinavians. Rack City.
Rack City?
Yeah.
I was just giving us the inside word there, Ash, on correct pronunciation.
Rack.
Well, drilling pass. Might have been Starsic, I think, was it? And out of full back it was, and drilled it straight into the arms of the Bont, who just gleefully accepted, and he walks back with the footy. Slight angle, who drop it onto his boot, 51 out.
I love the Bont from this range. I think this is his best set shot range personally. 45, 50 metres out, he can really swing the leg through, and he's generally a pretty straight kick from out here.
Josh Bruce and Kate McCarthy's Triple MC Bus Super Special comments as Bontempelli does exactly what Josh says. Beautiful drop punt, straight over the goal umpire's hat. And the Bulldogs get their fifth, 5-6-36, an exciting year coming up for them. And also the Lions, who are 7-4-46, 18.5 second term. Triple M scoreboard. Let's go to the boundary line. Sarah Ollie.
Dan Coleman, it looks like his night is over. He's getting his left upper leg iced, and it looks like to be a hamstring injury. So he's just getting to his feet now after the ice has been strapped to that left leg.
Well, there's no commentator's curse here at Triple M. Josh Bruce, that was set up for it to come off his knee, basically.
Yes.
The way that you talked him up then, but that was beautiful finish from Bont, 45 out, just perfectly swung through and straight over the goal umpire's head.
Kate McCarthy, Joshy Bruce, two absolute superstars in the back row. Just kicking off beautifully here in 2022.
Don't underestimate yourself, Tim.
Thanks, Barry. Appreciate the support. So back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Tap down, Neil with the centre clearance. A long searching one to the top of the square. Fort just out of position. Now at ground level, Shackey had to be careful. Fort claims it. Not sure what he was claiming. He was rushed through for a minor score. And the Lions 7-5-47, leading the Dogs 5-6-36. Almost ticking into time on here, second term. Triple M scoreboard.
Doggy's running out of half-back. Crozier had a bit of time and a bit of space. He delivered a nice ball onto the wing. Johannesson took the mark going to his knees, onto his chest. And Jojo goes short and finds Walksmith. So just 4 to the wing, outer side of the ground. The Bulldogs at the moment trail by 11 points, 20.5 into the second term. Smith again just waits for the option. McRae, it came. The humid conditions, slippery ball through the hands of McRae. So on ground level, Cockatoo grabs it for Brisbane, punched out a hand pass to Neil. Out of the pack now towards Joe Danaher on the wing. Too long for him, too high for him, if that's possible. And the ball heads to the boundary line, goes out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like Keithy's warming up on the boundary line, so that knee, it looked on the replay that it just might have just been a bit of a knock to the knee, so that's good news for Dogs fans. He's an integral part of our backline, obviously, so moving pretty well.
Yeah, that is good news.
Ball in on the outer wing. Tap to the front. McInerney. Lyons stands up in the tackle. Got the handball out. McCarthy goes toe-to-toe with Crozier. Now at ground level. The handball out. The big O. Found McCarthy inside 50. There's been a whistle. It's going to go against A this time. Josh Shackey. Looks like he's comfortable back there, Bruce. He's just slowly working his way into this game.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been such a beautiful user of the footy. And, I think being able to see the game from behind and being able to read the game has been really good for him, and he can use his foot skills really nicely.
Outside 50, they don't want it in this man's hands. Rich, he can boot it from there, but he goes into the pocket, and Danaher pulls down the mark about 2 metres in from the boundary, 35 out.
Does he go the big snap here, the big 45-metre snap, you reckon?
Surely.
Around the corner, he loves these ones.
That's your line.
He's pushing back here, Big Joe. 46 goals last year in his first year with the Lions. Had a career-high 25 touches against his old mob Essendon back in round 7 last year, Barry.
Did he play every game last year?
Yeah, he did.
24 games.
I can confirm.
He enters the 50. He's going to go the drop punt here, Brucey. Sends it on its way across the face. Box seat, English. And he pulls down an easy mark in the end, uncontested.
Big Tim. Tell us about Big Tim English. He's a big man. He's a young man making his way. It's hard to be a big fella.
Yeah, he is. He's another one he came into the system extremely skinny, but with an extremely good frame. So, year on year, he's been getting into his weights more and more. And he's an incredible athlete, an incredible runner. We know that. But, at the top level, it takes a lot to play ruck, for 22 games in and out through the winter. And he's going to develop nicely into a really good player for us.
Well, he improves every year. He's very imposing now. Bailey Williams, he had it in the centre, drilled it past the half forward, and again, slippery footy, slipped through the fingertips, allowed Neil in, hand pass to Berry, got it to Rich, who's tackled in the centre of the ground. Nice tackle from the Baslenko, and drags him to the ground. The umpire has no choice but to ball it up. Some of the big numbers, Ash, for the Triple M Red Z Lendings.
Yeah, McRae 18, but Bont, number 1 ranked player, 10 disposals, but throwing 6 tackles and a major.
Sarah Ollie on the boundary line.
Good news, Doggies fans. Alex Keith, the number 42, he is back out there after that little injury scare with the knee.
Williams falling to the turf, got the handball out somehow, but it bobs up with Danaher, loads up from 48. Pulls this one out to the right-hand side, minor score. So he's getting busy here, Big Joe. He's set for a big year, you'd feel. The Lions, they moved to 8-5-53. The Dogs 5-6-36, 23.5 gone second turn on the Triple M scoreboard.
Short kick to the back pocket for the Bulldogs, where Ed Richards has it.
Move it on. Play on.
No hurry, just again, late stages of the term in these conditions, just slowing down a little bit. But as I say, that it takes on the man on the mark, runs around him, gains about 20 metres and kicks forward to the wing. Rich back of the pack's got it. Hand pass for Fullerton, he's tackled over the boundary line. Good tackle, Cody Waitman was right onto him, eyes on the hips, the ball went out of bounds.
Ed Richards, some serious wheels there. Not many people can step past Charlie Cameron like that. That was very impressive. Obviously want the ball in his hands coming out of the half back line. He's a great user as well. Used it really well in the practice match that they had against the Bombers.
Vandermeer had it smothered off the boot. Lyons handballs back to Berry. He's got a bit of space. He gets it on the right slipper, sends it up to the 50. Big one-on-one. Shaki and Danaher, ball to ground level. McCarthy lurking. Couldn't get boot to ball. And now they'll repel. Cordy out to Daniel. Exits defensive 50. Chisels one wide for Baslenko. And he takes the mark on the outer wing. Two-man, what are some of the Reds' Eds?
Well, Baslenko, that's only his 4th touch. He was averaging 24 per game last season.
There's been a bit of a positional swap since Keithy's come back on the ground. It looks like he's actually playing up forward, resting up forward, and they've put Zane Cordy down back. So Bevo's obviously taking no chances with the matchups down there in Brisbane's dangerous forwards.
And look after him. Josh Bruce is here tonight, the Bulldog, with, of course, the AFLW star Kate McCarthy, All-Australian, and then a Triple M C-Bus Super special comments. Long kick to half forward for Brisbane, again cut off by the Bulldogs. Bailey Williams been good all night. Kicks a long ball to the outer side wing. Rourke Smith flies close to the boundary line. The ball just sort of sits on the line as trying to go for it was Waitman. So he comes back again, taps it back into play, Smith, but the lines are repelled. Berry, nice little hand pass and a kick towards the big man, Oscar McInerney. Nice slap down to McCluggage, who can run to 40, directly in front, kept it low, he wasn't sure what to do. Danaher screamed for it, about 5 out, and then he sort of pulled the kick and just didn't get the result, Kate.
No, I think it's a goal, Baz.
It is a goal.
Yeah, it's a goal.
It's only pre-season, Baz.
That was extremely smart by the Big O. Drew 2 to the contest. Beautiful kick from Zach Bailey, but he drew both players to the contest, the Big O, and knew that Hugh McCluggage had stayed down. Just got a tap on, knew if he took the ball, he'd probably get tackled with it. So really smart from your big ruck. That's what you want. And Hugh McCluggage, he was in a bit of two minds there. You were right, Baz. Wasn't sure whether to pass it off to Big Joe or have a shot himself. Ended up having a shot and just snuck it in.
I think the girl umpire knows have a look at the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. 8-6-54 the Lions. 5-6-36 of the Bulldogs, Big Tim. 26.5 second term, Triple M scoreboard.
Nicely done by you, Barry.
Thank you, Tim.
Of course, don't forget to get in McDonald's. Score enough to feed the whole family. Macca's 40-piece feed chicken McNuggets. 40, Barry. They just disintegrate in your mouth, mate.
You're shouting away, huh?
As Neil goes inside 50. Danaher flies front and centre McCarthy. That was textbook, but Williams did well. Socket off the deck. And playing in the front spot, like all good small forwards. Vandermeer sends it out to the broadcast wing. Jumping might have been pulled there by Baz. Didn't matter. Zansworth took the mark on the broadcast wing. He'll retreat on the 45. Was dangerous for a moment. But Adams takes the mark in front of Johannesson. And then he'll wind up. This one's a helicopter punt. Big Joe flies. Now at the spill. Bailey tunnels one end on end, but it was always out to the right. One behind.
Josh, a lot of the Bulldogs players are opting to take that 5 metres behind the mark. They're choosing not to stand right on the mark. Is that something that Bevo's spoken about? That might be a little bit of a deliberate ploy from you guys?
Oh, very well picked up, Kate.
The arms of Bulldogs.
Good eyes for the game. I'm not going to say anything about that.
Baslenko's got it on the wing here for the Bulldogs. Running with him as Vandermeer, hand pass to him. A short one over the top, looking for Big Norton. He had to wait for the bounce, got tackled, lost it. Fullerton's got it, hand pass back to Madden. He's dragged on the kick, but it'll spill into the arms of Charlie Cameron outside half-back. Spots inboard a loose Daniel Rich, and he's just defensive side of the centre, but he's spotted up Cockatoo on the outer side, and the bouncing footy falls into his arms.
80 from home, sends it into the top of the square. Spoil came, Big O lurking like a little rover, the Big O. He wanted a piece of that, but the ball beats him over for a minor score. The Dogs get on with it in a hurry. McRae outside 50, tracking the footy Shacky. Legs look tired already there, Brucey, as he dumps this one out on the fall. Not his finest moment there, the Shack.
No, he was on his opposite foot, but he's been busy tonight. He's had his hands full with the Brisbane key forwards, and they've been peppering inside 50s the last quarter and a bit.
Play on.
So, little one on the 45 to McCluggage. It's the Lions by 20 as he goes inside 50 now. Numbers with the Dogs. Through the hands of Bailey Dale and out of bounds. 35 around from the Lions' goal.
And spot on, Josh. The inside 50s this quarter 17-8 Brisbane's way, opposed to the first quarter is 22-10 the Bulldogs' way.
And that's why he's number one in the business, Barry.
Or is he now number 3?
Yeah. I was going to say, Josh.
I won't take on Josh. He's a little bit bigger than me.
Right.
I'll have a think about it.
Don't forget half-back.
Always number 1.
And tackle laid by Lions. The umpire will ball it up. I was going to say, Josh, you know you've made it when you get a spot on Josh by Ash. You just you tripped up just at that.
You just made the good balls.
Yeah. You just got in there. And so Zach Bailey's got it for the Lions. He's in the deep forward pocket. The bouncing footy, McCarthy. Hand pass, Big Joe. Hand pass, Lions, 25 out. Hand pass back to Neil, who can stand and start and kick, and he puts it through for a goal. Brisbane get their 9th. They go to 9-8-62. And the Bulldogs 5-6-36. It was ticking up to the 30-minute mark of the second term as we approach half-time on the Triple M scoreboard.
Yeah, a couple of midfielders that Kate spoke about earlier in the game. Brisbane's midfielders seem to be really getting on top here, and the last 2 goals from McCluggage and from Neil have been testament to that. And obviously Lockie had a few issues last year with his back and a few injury troubles, and looks like he's had a really good summer and got his body right, and he'll be looking to have a huge 2022.
Yeah, there was talk about him in the pre-season playing a little bit through the wing, but I don't see why you'd need to push him out of an inside mid position. He's won the Brownlow a year ago, and he's easily one of the best midfielders in the competition, so I don't see him having any troubles holding on to that inside mid spot.
Cathy, Josh Bruce on the Triple M C-Bus Supers. Don't forget, Ream Hot Water. It's the only way to go, Baz. Steady, hot and strong.
Yeah, we've all
installed a Ream. You remember that song, Baz?
I do.
Install a Ream.
Install a Ream. That's it.
All right, we're back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. There's enough of that. As English out to Treloar. Puts the Jets on, runs to 50, pins the ears back. It goes right to the line and it's home. Good clearance work by the Dogs. Treloar gets his first for the night. And they peg it back here, the Doggies. They're 6-6-42. The Lions 9-8-62. 31 gone second term. That's on the Triple M scoreboard.
That's a classy centre clearance. Just worked really hard. Couple of handballs. Great handball out from Bontempelli. Tim English then gave it back to Treloar. And Treloar on the run from 50. He is beautiful kick of the footy when he's on the run, and a beautiful finish from him.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Kat. He's scintillating on the run and he can bounce at full speed. Love watching him at full speed coming towards the forward line. He's generally kicking it over my head and for the goals, but he hit me up with a few nice ones last year as well.
Josh Bruce and Kate McCarthy, Triple M C-Bus Super Special comments. Don't forget you can stream every game of Triple M Footy now live on the Listener app. Download it now, LISTNR. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. The Bulldogs out of the centre again. This time Fullerton drops back to the flight of the footy and takes the mark.
Just on that, Brucey, who's your favourite mid to have the ball in the hands of when you're sort of out of the square leading straight at them? Who's going to hit you every time?
And Tom's listening. So.
Yeah, Tom is listening. My preference is the type of kick that's more of an invitation rather than a bullet.
Yep.
So some of the mids can really kick a hard low ball in, and if you're coming out full speed from full forward, it can be a difficult one to catch. I as a left footer, I really like leading to Jack McRae because I know that when he's leading out on his left foot, he's potentially going to screw it back.
Yeah.
And the big Astro has just launched for a huge
look at him. And just landed in his lap. He almost fell to the deck and it just sat on his belly barriers.
Yes. He's like you, Tim. He's a big man.
He's a magnet.
Yep.
So he's got incredible balance in the air. Nordy, he took a couple of marks last year that some of the best I've ever seen and some of the best I've played with. The one against Fremantle where he got literally horizontal and still managed to hang on to it. And there it was a 2 or a 3 grabber, threw a back with the flight and falling on his backside. It was a great grab.
2 in the first term for this man, Norton. He sets sail next to no angle and he's hung this one out to the left. So just a minor score there for Norton. And at the halftime break, it's going to be the Lions leading 9-8-62. The Doggies 6-7-43. We've got the People's Caller in here, Barry Denner. The number one statistician in the business, Ash Stewart.
Yes.
Oh, the Bulldogs superstar, Joshy Bruce.
Spot on.
And All-Australian in the AFLW, Kate McCarthy.
Yes.
I'm Big Timmy. And we are just rocking the footy for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Ream. Steady, hot and strong. Install the Ream.
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M! We've been hearing the traditional tough talk all off-season.
Put on some size. Building really well.
Yeah, he's electrifying. And it's nearly time to put up or shut up.
Welcome to the big league, young man. Set right on his ass.
But first, it's the traditional pre-season hit-out.
Sharp start.
With traditional big moments.
What a grab!
The AAMI Community Series. Join the Temper Mattress call team tomorrow from 1 for the Hawks and Tigers. For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy.
This is the sound of a motorcyclist's jeans being shredded to pieces in a low-speed crash. In reality, it only lasts for 0.6 of a second before the denim disintegrates. Then his flesh is shredded by the coarse bitumen as he grates across the road like a human crayon. Remind your loved ones to wear all the protective gear on every ride. A message from the TAC.
Hi, I'm Sam Squires, sports journalist and host of On Her Game podcast, created in partnership with Puma. If you could be fearless about the future of women's sport, what would it look like? I've partnered with Puma to ask their top sporting icons from netball, track and field, AFL and rugby league what they want the future of women's sport to look like and how we can achieve it. Search On Her Game podcast, created in partnership with Puma. Download the new Listener app now and listen for free. Listener.
With milder days, autumn is the best gardening weather of the year, which means it's time to Swift Grow. Swift Grow is a living organic fertiliser that feeds and nourishes your soils, bringing even the worst gardens back to life. Right now, purchase 2 1-litre bottles of Swift Grow and you'll get a 200ml Swift Fort for free. Just $79.95. It's a saving of over $50 with free delivery anywhere in Australia. And remember, if it's green and it grows, you need swiftgrow.com.au.
At Bunnings, you can turn your bathroom into a relaxing haven with our huge range at the lowest prices. Refresh the look of your bathroom with Bastion 15-kilo white grout for just $20.08 and add your own style with feather wall tiles, only $3.90 each. Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item available for same-day delivery or collection, we'll beat it by 10%. Conditions apply. See website for details. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. Tradies, at National Tiles we know how extra valuable your time is in this current building boom, so we've streamlined how quickly we can serve you. Just go online and order from thousands of National Tiles, adhesives, grouts and tools for immediate delivery or pickup. No waiting, no delays. Yes, at National Tiles our tradies are our VIPs, where we consistently strive to save you time and money every day of the year.
Doug thinks tonight is Wine Club Wednesday, but it's actually debit day for his rent. Right about now. If only Doug used BPay to choose his preferred account for his bills, he'd be buying caviar, not just crackers. Switch to BPay and make bills work for you. We're in your corner. BPay. See the PDS for further information.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Half time at Marvel Stadium and the Lions and the Doggies. Good game of footy, 19 points up Brisbane. They're 9-8-62, 6-7-43 the Bulldogs. Got Josh Bruce and Kate McCarthy in the house. The superstars tonight, Ashley Chua, Big Tim Solly's calling the action, and Sarah Ollie is on the boundary line tonight. Ash, it's half time. 19 points up the Lions. Before we go to Kate and Josh, what about some of the big numbers we've seen in the first half of this AAMI Community Series game?
Positives for the Bulldogs, leading inside 50s, 34-28. Centre clearances, I should say, also 9-6 the Bulldogs' way, and they've kicked 3 goals, 1, opposed to Brisbane, just the 1 goal, 1 from that score source. But concern for the Western Bulldogs is the ease in which Brisbane are getting their goals. They're going at 32% goal scoring efficiency. The AFL average last year was 23. 9 majors, all 9 majors for the Brisbane Lions have come from the corridor. Individually, Lachie Neale, 19 disposals. In that second quarter alone, 12 touches along with 4 clearances and a major. Jared Berry's been busy with 13, along with McCluggage also with 13, 4 clearances and a goal. Daniel Rich, 13 and a major as well. Joe Danaher just very quiet in the first quarter with 1 disposal. In that second term, 7 disposals, all up 8 touches and a couple of behinds. And for the Western Bulldogs, Baz, 18 to McRae, in Dunkley, 14 to English, and that man, Marcus Bontempelli, he's the number 1 ranked player for the Bulldogs. 11 disposals, 4 clearances, but also throw in 6 tackles and a major.
Thanks, Ash. It's a buoyant time of year, isn't it, the pre-season? Everybody thinks they can win the flag. It's a great time. We're all up. So what have you liked, Josh and Kate, and tough between the Doggies and the Lions here tonight?
Yeah, I think it has been a bit of a battle of the midfield so far in this game. Obviously, the Lions midfielders got on top in that second quarter, and were able to put a little bit of scoreboard pressure on. Hugh McCluggage, Lockie Neal both getting a couple of goals on the board towards the end of that quarter. And I think just their ability to push forward, and once the Bulldogs had covered that first outlet, they were able to get a second handball and then score or go forward from there. So it's that sort of second layer of defence that I think the Bulldogs will need to tighten up on in this second half. But all in all, both teams going pretty well.
Yeah, I've really liked Brisbane's forward setup, actually, in the first half. I think they're looking super dangerous with the guys up there. A couple of goals to McStay. Big Joey Danaher's looking super dangerous. He might have kicked one, but I think he's had 4 or 5 shots on goal in the first half. And, they've got a really good complement of smalls there. Alongside them with some goal-kicking mids. So, they're probably one of the most dangerous forward lines in the comp, and they're showing that tonight. And just speaking about our D, obviously there'll be a bit to work on in the second half, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of room for improvement clips, they call it these days.
Yes. Hello, what was that?
Room for improvement, RFIs.
RFIs.
Yeah, so things you can do a bit better. So there'll be a couple of those.
Is that what's on the board, Brucey, when you go to half-time? RFIs on the top of the board? And
there's a bit of that. Yeah. They got KPIs up there, key performance indicators.
Yep.
For those playing at home.
You tend to sit at the top of the list of those, do you?
I wouldn't have thought, mate. No? I'm top of the list for kilometres per touch.
Okay.
I run around like a headless chook and get no touches. I'm jealous of these guys getting 19 and 20 and a half. I don't think I've ever had that in a full game. So.
Yeah. No, I watched a game of footy with my son once, and he said I was an NFI as a commentator. I don't know. I didn't know what he... Anyway, I tell you, the one thing you don't want during these games is injuries. And poor old Kyden Coleman has, as you said, Kate, looks like we heard from Sarah Ollie, down on the boundary. He's done his hamstring.
Yeah, left hamstring by the looks of it in that second quarter. And he was someone I was actually really interested to look and see what he sort of did in this game, because he had a really good practice match coming off the half back line, and talk during the week was that he's been able to train the whole pre-season down with the backs, and he's someone that's really electric off half back. I think sort of playing a similar role to Richards from the Bulldogs, get the ball in his hands, let him run out of half back line. So yeah, with a quick player, a hamstring complaint, you'd hope that they got that one early, and it might hopefully just be a strain and he'll be back soon, but if it's more than that, that could be a few weeks.
Have you popped one before?
I haven't done a hammy, no.
I did my first one about a month ago.
Yeah?
They're not fun.
No.
Yeah, first soft tissues.
Is that the same side of Bruce?
It is, yeah. So pretty common, just a little tiny one, but yeah, feeling his pain. I always thought people were carrying on when they did a hammy, but they bloody hurt.
You done one, Big Tim?
A couple in my time, Baz, yes. Not the fittest.
Baz, what about you, mate?
I've done one. Just one, latter stages of my playing career, and as you can see, I may have not as trained as hard as I should when I did one.
Well, you're stuck at cricket, Barry. That's the main thing. You're a cricketer at heart. And
they're not good.
Stick to your strengths.
Yeah, they're horrible. Choice hotels around the grounds, Ash. Let's give it a bit of a summary where we're heading for Triple M footy over the weekend in the AAMI Community Series. We're going to have a look at plenty of sides.
We certainly will, Baz. Tomorrow we have Hawthorn taking on the Tigers. That's down in Devonport. That's at 1:10. Followed by the Crows taking on Port Adelaide at 4 o'clock. That's at Richmond Oval in South Australia. And tomorrow night back here at Marvel Stadium, the Bombers taking on the Saints, Baz.
Yes, all right, so that's tomorrow. The Bombers and the Saints tomorrow night. Looks like an interesting setup. So
good call team on that one too, Barry, I understand.
Obviously, no one else was available, and I've got another run. It's good. It's just good. Sometimes that's good. Sarah Ollie's here tonight down on the boundary line. Kate McCarthy is looking after the Seabus Supers with a great Josh Bruce in the Triple M camp tonight. Ashley Chua, as always, he's an institution, and he's here tonight. We thank Ash for his attendance. Big Tim calling the action at half-time. 9-8-62 the Lions, 6-7-43 the Bulldogs. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up, the footy's on Triple M.
we've been hearing the traditional tough talk all off-season.
Put on some size, building really well.
Yeah, he's electrifying.
And it's nearly time to put up or shut up.
Welcome to the big league, young man.
Set right on his ass! But first, it's the traditional pre-season hit-out.
Sharp start.
With traditional big moments.
What a grab!
The AAMI Community Series. Join the Temper Mattress call team tomorrow from 1 for the Hawks and Tigers. For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy.
Tools, 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 Sydney Tools. Sydney Tools back to work sale is on now. Estwing 20-ounce claw hammer now $79. Save 11%. Milwaukee 18-volt fuel 10-piece combo kit just $29.9. Crazy deals on combo kits, hand tools, air compressors, laser levels, welders and much more. Makita 18-volt 3-piece combo kit now $9.99 and score a free blower. Sydney Tools, best prices guaranteed. Limited time only. Shop in-store online. sydneytools.com.au.
Don't miss the Mornington Great Outdoor and 4x4 Expo starting March 10th. A COVID-safe event, heaps of exhibitors, caravans, campers, off-road, boats, fishing gear, special deals and more. The Great Outdoor and 4x4 Expo, March 10 to 13 at Mornington Racecourse.
There's so much happening in the city right now. It's enough to give you FOMO. Cool off with a paddle in the pink pool as the NGV's Ponder installation. Bring a picnic rug for free live music and art in the park at M Pavilion. See the future of fashion on the runways at the Melbourne Fashion Festival. And return to the wizarding world of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, live at the Princess Theatre. Get to the city or get FOMO. Search FOMO Melbourne to find out what's on.
What's for dinner? Coles have over 100 easy recipes for you to try, all made with 5 Ians in 30 minutes or less. Head to coles.com.au right now to find out what's for dinner. That's value the Australian way at Coles.
At CMI Hino, our expert sales team makes sure your truck is legal and compliant. Visit our Derrimut showroom today.
CMI Hino, Melbourne's home of Hino trucks.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. Tradies, at National Tiles we know how extra valuable your time is in this current building boom, so we've streamlined how quickly we can serve you. Just go online and order from thousands of National Tiles, adhesives, grouts and tools for immediate delivery or pickup. No waiting, no delays. Yes, at National Tiles our tradies are our VIPs, where we consistently strive to save you time and money every day of the year.
Don't miss the Mornington Great Outdoor and 4x4 Expo starting March 10th. A COVID-safe event, heaps of exhibitors, caravans, campers, off-road, boats, fishing gear, special deals and more. The Great Outdoor and 4x4 Expo, March 10 to 13 at Mornington Racecourse.
Machinery House, your one-stop machinery shop. When it comes to workshop machinery and machine tool accessories, Hare and Forbes Machinery House are your one-stop machinery shop. From tooling to woodworking, spare parts and servicing, when you become a Machinery House mate, we'll look after you like a mate, as we have done since 1930. See the full range at machineryhouse.com.au.
Hare and Forbes Machinery House, your one-stop machinery shop.
4 Abbots Road, Dandenong South.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for McDonald's. Score enough to feed the whole team with Macca's 40-piece Chicken McNuggets pack.
The major break here at Marvel Stadium, AAMI Community Series, and it's a fair contest on our hands. The Lions taking on the Dogs, and after an early jump by the Dogs, they led by 2 at quarter time. The first 4 majors of that second term went to the Lions, and they lead here at half time by 19 points. Some absolute superstars in the box. I'm humbled to be here, really. Firstly, a man who broke my heart when he left the Saints. I wept him into my soup for about 2 weeks, but he played some mighty footy last year for the Dogs, of course. On the recovery trail with a knee injury, Joshy Bruce there, and or next to him, you know, even greater company, the Queen here at Triple M, Kate McCarthy, All-Australian, number 9 in the AFLW for the Saints. And this man, well, we all know he's number 1. Nathan Brown seemed to think that Ethan Meldrum was number 1 in the business now, but we all know we're standing by you, Chew Man. I had a little dig at you earlier, but you are the number 1 statistician in the business, 20 years in the game here at Triple M Footy. There's no one better than you, mate, and take us through those stats in the first half, if you will.
Jeez, appreciate the love, Tim. Thank you. Those centre clearances, that's a positive for the Bulldogs. It's 9-6 their way, and they've nailed 3 majors from that score source as well, opposed to the Lions with only the 1. But as I mentioned before, it's the ease of goals for Brisbane. They're going at 32% goal scoring efficiency. That's 9% above the league average, but all of their 9 majors, Tim, have come from the corridor for Red Z. But Lockie Neal, he was dominant in that second quarter. He racked up 12 disposals, throwing 4 clearances and kicked a major. He's the number 1 ranked player on the ground with 19, along with a major, as I mentioned before, and Jack McRae busy as per usual, 18 touches, and Dunkley also with 18 and a goal.
I'll tell you what, last year, Lockie Neal, Kate, he must have been struggling earlier in the year with a back injury. There was things going on. He just didn't look right, did he, in that first half of last year? But we saw come finals time, he was back to his best, and he looks great again here tonight.
Yeah, he looks in good nick here tonight. He's, as I said during the call, there was talk about him sort of playing a few minutes on the wing and maybe not starting inside mid, but in your team you need to have him there. He's a ball magnet, but when he does get it, he knows how to use it as well. And if you've got the likes of McCluggage, Berry, even Zach Bailey, if they're around you in the midfield and Lockie Neal's winning the ball and feeding it to them, well, yeah, it's a pretty dominant midfield. So looking good, and hopefully he's overcome that back injury that he was carrying through most of last year.
Yeah, I think the inside mail was that he had a transverse process fracture, which is high up in the back. There's coming off the spine there in the vertebrae, so the end of those had chipped off, which I can tell you from experience are quite painful. And sometimes if they miss the spot with a needle, you can be in a lot of pain after half time. So he fought through that valiantly, and he's obviously had time to heal towards the end of the season, and we know how good a player he is.
And so what you're saying, Bruce, is he's tough as nails. He's out there with a broken back week after week, and he's just got himself cherry ripe throughout the hit finals, full strap. He's also a good Kybe Bowlite boy, Bruce. You wouldn't realise, that's my old footy club over there on the South Australia-Victoria border. A lot of good footballers come out of that area, don't worry about that. Big shout-out to the Kybe Tigers footy club over there on the border. Let's talk Bulldogs though, Bruce. You're here. We've got exclusive access to you tonight, mate, and hopefully throughout the year as well. It's been great. You've been on the text machine with Liver. Just fill us in what's been happening there.
We're not actually friends. He doesn't like me.
Okay.
We were just chatting back and forth, and he's been a little bit crook the last few days, and he's obviously not playing tonight. But he was back. I trained with him this morning, and he was running on top of the ground and looking as young as ever. So he'll be looking to shore up a spot in the midfield for round 1 against Melbourne. So the grand final rematch.
And Jack McRae, he's a ball magnet, isn't he? He's All-Australian last year, hasn't missed a beat here, 18 touches in the first half, as the two-man said. He just does not miss a beat, this man, does he, Brucey?
No, he doesn't. I mean, when I first got to the club at the start of 2020, he was All-Australian from 2019. And just by looking at him, I just couldn't understand how the guy that I was looking at was the player that he is, out on the field. He just doesn't look like a footballer, very unassuming. The physique's, a little bit different. But he's just put together 3 of the best seasons, that I've seen. Triple All-Australian now, and very unlucky not to win a B&F in there. There's a guy called Marcus Bonapelli that keeps winning it, unfortunately for NATO, so he's going to be the eternal bridesmaid. But it's great to see him get the external recognition that he deserves, because internally we rate him so highly, not just because he gets the footy and not just because he gets 40 and kicks a goal, but he does a lot of the grunt work. He gets 8, 9, 10 tackles a game, and it's testament to him getting promoted to vice captain is how much regard that he's held in internally.
So players getting in their huddles now, getting ready for the third quarter to kick underway. How does this one play out, Kate? Do we see this one going down to the wire?
Yeah, I think it'll be much of the same. Sort of the battle of the midfield will continue. Who will win the centre clearance or goals from stoppage? I think that's one area that the Bulldogs will want to stop. Two-man, what are the stats again with goals from stoppage? I know that the Lions were well on top during that quarter.
Yeah, Bulldogs started to come back, actually. As we know, they got belt in that grand final last year, but they're at 3-1, opposed to Brisbane at 1-1 from scores from centre bounces.
Yeah, and stoppage around the ground.
Brisbane, they're at +9.
Yeah, so looking to stop that, and obviously that inside 50 stoppage, the Lions have so many players on the move, so many quick forwards, so many quick midfielders as well, so looking to stop that up, but I'd say it'll be a close one right to the end this game.
As players are walking out to positions, we'll head down the boundary for Bob Jones T-Mart. Sarah Ollie, there's some big news coming out of Moonee Valley tonight. I'd love you to share that with the listeners before you kick off with your report.
Well, there was a horse called Lady Sully paying 10s that got up and won. So, Tim, you should have been on it for the Omen bet. But big news out of the dogs. Alex Keith, we know he had that knee injury, that knee concern where he went down the race. He did come out and play again. but he won't take part in this second half. Instead, it's Robbie McCoombian.
Here's the People's caller, Barry Denner.
Thank you, Big Tim, for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. 19 points up of the Lions to start the second half. The bounce sees the ruckman tap it to their feet. Midfielders pile on top and we'll do it all over again. Big Oscar McInerney, big slap Brisbane's way. It's a real high ball though. Crozier over the back of the pack, just punches it wide. Dunkley was waiting for it for the Bulldogs. Little hand pass to McRae. Gets it out to Bailey Smith, who marks defensive side of the wing, out of sight of the ground. So the Doggies led by 2 points at quarter time. And a 19-point lead to the Lions to start this third term. Kicks inboard to Dunkley, goes to his knees and marks in front of Robertson. So Dunkley up with the footy, looks inboard. Another player short and Crozier. And a big left foot drop punt towards centre half forward. Cody Waitman, big leap. Back of the pack, picked up by Norton. Hand pass to Treloar. Runs to 25, 45-degree angle, puts it through. Ripping start for the Dogs. Treloar's got 2. And the Bulldogs get one back. Brisbane 9-8-62. The Bulldogs go to 7-7-49. Triple M scoreboard, early stages third term.
Yeah, we've been talking about it all night. The boys are feeling fresh. Everyone's flying for the big hangers, and none are better than Cody Waitman. Huge leap there. It slipped through his fingers. Obviously, it's a wet and muggy night here, but it's a great contest and allowed Treloar to run onto it and kick his second. And we've already spoken about what a smooth mover he is on the run.
Bulldog superstar Joshy Bruce on the Triple M C-Bus Supers this afternoon with Kate McCarthy, who's been carving it up all summer long with the Saints in the AFLW. It's been hot. We'll have to chat about that during the night, Kate. She's a long season for the ladies in the AFLW.
Yep, on tomorrow.
Good. On tomorrow. She's going to carve it up against the Cats as we're back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. English v the Big O. The Big O wins the tap, but it's roved by English. Hemel back, Miss Treloar. Off the deck there from Berry, up the half forward. Here's Cameron, puts the Jets on and then spears one straight into the midst of McStay, who's kicked 2 so far.
Little bit of payback there from Charlie to Ed Richards after Ed burned him before with the speed.
He doesn't look confident here. He's not wasting any time. He strikes it from just inside the 50, out to the left, right to the line. The fly from over the back from Danaher. And it just sneaks through for a minor score. So the Lions, they move to 9-9-63. No, it was a blocking free kick, actually. So no score will be on the tally here for the Lions. He's watching on the Triple M Harvey Norman replays. Excitingly, Cameron, ball in hand. He lights it up.
So Shackey out of the back pocket. Long kick outside, defensive 50 for the Bulldogs. Bounces back towards McRae. Got it towards Smith. He was hot from McCluggage, but he punts it out to Vandermeer, who picked it up and hand passed inboard to Dunkley. He goes shorter inboard to half-back and finds Treloar, who presented. Still inside defensive 50, plays on, hit the ground running, long kick to the wing here. Rourke Smith goes up, full of the ball, Ed Richards. Punts it out towards Bailey Dale. The Dogs are on the charge. Kick the half forward, good work of the body by Waitman. Got rid of Adams, the ball fell behind him. Bontempelli picks up just inside the boundary line. Look at the Bonts drilling ball. Dangerous to Johannesen, but this time Starcevic read it well. Got in the way at half-back for the Lions, took the mark.
Fans it wide, Answorth. Oh, it's cut off here. Good smother Dunkley. He kicks it in the field of play. Dives in on top. Answorth hatches it. Umpire hovers for a moment and says, give it to me. We'll have a ball up, 40 metres out, hard up on the boundary. Attacking end here for the Dogs. There's good stuff there by Waitman. He kept his feet after the contest. So important in modern footy. As the ball's down, Zach Bailey out the back door here for Starcevic. Tight ropes the boundary and then sends the kick to the outer wing. And Big Darcy fought with a spoil. He'll be looking to impose himself. Only the 8 games with the Cats, Darcy fought. Had a successful career over at Central Districts in the SANFL and got picked up by the Cats. Only the 8 games, and he's here with the Lions to impress and get some games on the board.
Boundary throw in, tumps down towards Berry. He's tackled, holding the man. Free kick will go to Brisbane.
Outside 5.
So Berry with a footy, outside wing. Early start for the Dogs. They got the early goal. 13 points the margin now. Brisbane's way. Oscar McInerney got a shove in the back. He'll get the free kick. Advantage paid. Yeah, Neil got it back to McCluggage. He's 55 out and drills the ball onto the chest of Chazza, Charlie Cameron. And he marks 40 out on a slight angle.
Yeah, we know how good Charlie Cameron is on the run, but this is an area of his game that last year he was a little bit inconsistent with his set shot, so let's see how much he's worked on it over the summer.
Stand, please.
Walks back with the footy. He'll drop this onto his boot.
15 gone.
Around about 45, 46 out. And he's on a slight angle going to the right of our broadcast position in the third quarter are the Brisbane Lions. Kicks it from 49, in fact. The high drop punt looks all right. It's home. Brisbane get their first of the third term. They get a 10-8-68. The Bulldogs have got one this term as well. And they're 7-7-49, and we're 5.5 into the third term. Triple M scoreboard.
Yeah, it's interesting you spoke about Charlie's set shot last year. There was at times last year where he looked like he was a little bit uncomfortable with the footy in his hands and with his set shot, and he had it spinning around constantly. You could see there at the top of his run-up, he took a really big deep breath. He kept the ball still in his hands, which I reckon is a really good sign that he's worked on his craft and his confidence on his goal kicking. And it's a sure giveaway. If guys are spinning the ball, they seem a little bit uncomfortable with the onus of having a set shot. So they're going to be hard to beat if he's doing that all season. And he just pulled out a little motorbike. Thought I just saw maybe a scooter, a Vespa,
little pre-season Vespa.
Pre-season Vespa.
The pre-season.
So back in the middle, ordinary bounce by the umpire. That'll be recalled. Of course, don't forget, Barry, you can stream every game of Triple M footy live on the Listener app. Download it now. LISTNR. No E's in that one, Barry. LISTNR.
Oh, you get everything on the Listener app. It's beautiful.
So we're back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. The big over the tap, Berry. Claimed immediately by McRae. And then off the deck, Neil had a fresh airy. Tapped out Robertson. The late inclusion tonight. Gardner subbed out before the start of the game as McRae got a free kick for too high. Right near the AAMI logo on the outer wing. He wheels back into the corridor. A long driving left foot ball. Big fly Martin. The 35-year-old's off the deck. Ball to the front. Berry. And now McRae just racking him up again. And here he is, the number 27, McComb with his first touch. As the Dogs go inside 50 again. The ball down to ground level. Lots of players around McComb. He pops up again. Snaps over his left shoulder and a rush of blood to the head. Right across the goal face and out on the full.
Oh, yes. A bit of adrenaline in that kick.
Tell us a bit about young McComb, Brucey.
Yeah, he's a product from our VFL program. So we've had a couple of guys over the last few years graduate from that, so they're doing some great work down there. Anthony Scott came last year, and Robbie's come this year, and he's tacked it really nicely over the pre-season.
Kick towards the wing. The first touch for young McComb for the Bulldogs. The first of everything, isn't it? First time you caught a fish, first time you drove a car. I remember the first time I bought 40 chicken McNuggets. Score enough to feed the whole team at McDonald's. Macca's 40-piece chicken McNuggets pack. Oh, it was a long time ago. 40.
He bought 40 before there was a 40 pack.
And the drive-through got 40. Got back in the line, got another 40. Beautiful. It was 7-7-49 the Bulldogs, 10-8-68 the Lions, 8 minutes third term. And it's at half-back for Brisbane. They get a quick kick away towards the wing. Big Joe Danaher used his body well against young Shackey. And he took the mark on the wing for Brisbane. Low drop punts of beauty into the arms of McStay. He's 70 metres out from goal. Open forward line. Big Oscars drop back. Used the body. He's 10 yards out. He dropped the mark. Punched out of his hands. Bulldogs defenders swoop on the footy.
Push from the back, Western Bulldogs.
And advantage paid to the Western Bulldogs as Caleb Daniel runs out after a push in the back. And he drills a pass to McRae at half-back and he marks.
What are McRae's stats, Two-Man, on the Red Sets?
Triple M Red Set, no doubt. Busy as per usual with 22 touches.
And that's only 8 minutes into the third term as he spears one down the line to Baslenko. Bailey Smith, left half-back. Just darts a little chiselling ball straight in the breadbasket of the big man English. Slow possession footy here for the Dogs. They're just thinking their way through this. As he nurses one over the top to Hunter, who pushes back slowly again. Just controlling the footy here, the Dogs. As he loads up. Good attack there by McStay. A slight smother. Trying to free the air. Arms was Lions. Neil helps out. Handball out. Archie on the ground. Snaps around the body. Now McCarthy did well. Just spiked it forward about 20 metres. And out of bounds, right half forward for the Lions. They lead 10-8-68. Dogs 7-7-49. Triple M scoreboard.
Yeah, we've been talking about the forward line setups, and Brisbane have doubled the Dogs' marks inside 50s 8-4. Thanks to the Two-Man for that stat. But McStay's had 4 and Naughty's had 3 of the 4 of our marks. So looking for a few more from the Dogs boys.
Western Bulldogs Josh Bruce with us tonight with Kate McCarthy on the Triple M C-Bus Super Special Comments. Ball's out of bounds. It's at half forward for the Brisbane Lions. We go to the right of our position in the third quarter. 19 points up Brisbane. They were at half time. We're 10 minutes into the third. Whistles going everywhere. Holding free kick for Brisbane as the ball was spinning back in, and Fort will take it. And big Stephen Martin stands on the mark, and he's just outside Fort's forward 50. So he doesn't go for goal. He just pops it up for the pocket. A smart kick, and McStay, who was the player who was able to slip into the hole, has juggled the mark in the forward pocket about 30 metres out.
Nice kick, Darcy Fort. Just the right amount of trajectory on it for Dan McStay to just have a nice fly at it. Just put it sort of out into space and drew the lead from him. As you were describing before, Brucey, that's the kind of ball that you like coming inside 50, and really good kick from Darcy Fort.
Yeah, no, it is. It's you don't normally expect that from your big ruckman at times. No offence to the tall timber out there, but great kick, and McStay's having quite a night.
A little bit worse than a 45-degree angle. He comes in from 35, puts it across the face, and kicks a point. And the Lions will go to 10-9-69. The Bulldogs 7-7-49, 11 minutes third term. Sarah Ollie down on the boundary line.
Yeah, the big Bulldogs ruckman, Tim English, he came to the bench about a minute ago and he was not happy. He punched the bench. And Josh, that just took me by surprise because he seems like quite a placid character, but he was showing plenty of emotion.
Yeah, no, he's a very unique individual, Sarah. He seems like he's very laconic and doesn't really care too much, and he's very quiet, but he's a very competitive man, and he would have. Not sure what got under his skin there, but something definitely in. He obviously wants to be a great player. So.
As the Lions retreat here, they're under pressure. The kick back outside 50. Cockatoo flies over Dunkley, slapped by Martin. They work it out. McComb had the handball cut off. He's going to get another opportunity here, the young man. As McStay just braces for the tackle, knocked out Archie. Look away handball was good for Chaz. He just backtracks, buys himself some time. Then squares the kick into the spine. It was an audacious ball and it pays off as Big Fort wraps it up.
Big Fort hand passes off to Big McStay, and he's forward to the centre. Low drilling ball to the hot spot, but nobody home. And Bulldogs everywhere. And the mark is taken by Shaki at full back. So he turns to the outer side. Left foot drop punt is a long one, outside forward 50. Mitch Robertson got a fist on it. Down to Berry, was front and square. Good tackle laid on him by Ed Richards. And the kick goes square and out of bounds. He's going to play deliberate, I'll tell you what. What do you think about those ones, Josh, when you got tackled and you're slung to the ground in a 360 and you get pinged for putting it out deliberately?
I don't want to give away 50, mate.
No, you don't. Fair enough. What do you reckon, Kate?
Yeah, well, he was lucky to not get caught holding the ball, but yeah, he probably had no other option than to throw it on the boot, but just unlucky that it bounced out and gave away a deliberate free kick.
Oh, yeah. Williams just got coat hanging. As you can hear the crowd, they weren't happy with it. Crazy Mitch was hard at the contest. As Williams decides to load up, sends a high up and under down the line, flying from 3 deep to Bont. He comes at ground level, he tracks it, but he's not going to keep it in.
We were talking before as to sort of what speed and what effort you go at for a pre-season match, and someone which I don't think has a dial back in their speed or their effort is Crazy Vincent, as you like to call him, Tim. And I don't think if I was backing pack with the flight and Mitch Robertson was coming the other way, whatever type of game it was, I don't think I'd like to be in that situation.
Saw him swimming in his backyard during the week on Instagram. So
Crazy Mitch.
Thoughts with all those affected from the floods up north.
Yeah.
Just with Dominic Ford, 8 games in 3 years, as you mentioned, Timmy. Come back to you.
As Cockatoo pins the ears back from 48. Joe was on his line soon in the goal square, but out to the left-hand side, taken away 2 men.
Yeah, he's had 8 disposals, and out of the 39 hitouts for Brisbane, he's racked up 21 of those as well.
Long kick from full back from Ed Richards. Long one out towards Bailey Smith on the outer side wing. Used his body beautifully. Controlled it to ground level. Picked it up, then ran away. Nice drilling pass to Stephen Martin. He set this up beautifully for his teammates as Martin plays on, goes long to Norton. Stepping in front was Madden. In front of the pack, he brings it to ground level for Brisbane. Quick kick out of the pack for the Lions. Might have been Adams. Outside defensive 50. Smith's got it again for the Bulldogs. McCluggage lays the tackle. Picked up by Starcevic. Hand pass off to Lions. Another one to Fullerton. And a short little pass to Mitch Robinson. And he marks on the wing out of sight of the ground. And the Bulldogs fans give him plenty of support.
Yep, as he loads up. Danaher in a one-on-one at the 50. Ball falls to the back. Coming through Williams. Courageous stuff. Just knocked it in front. Collects. Now massages a kick. He was decked afterwards again. He's getting some treatment tonight, Bailey Williams, as they want to take the advantage here, the Dogs. Trelaw, handballs off to the run and dash at Daniel. They love the ball in his hands as he spears the ball to the 50, straight down the throat of Waitman. Might be just beyond him here, Brucey, as he checks his kick and then he loads up. Top of the square, all on his lonesome. Norton pulls it down on the third bite of the cherry. Top of the square, and he'll go back and have a shot from point blank range.
It's hard for those listeners at home to see what Aaron's doing in front of the footy, but Harris Andrews was playing in a really close check there, and Naughty did about 2 or 3 really short, sharp leads and threw him off, and it was a nice kick, and he was able to float back with the flight. But the work he's doing off the fall to get off one of the All-Australian and Premier defenders in the comp is it's a really good sign for us going forward.
Sure is. Kick 2 in the first term. Ranked first last year for contested marks in the comp, Aaron Norton. And this, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. He makes no mistake, Norton. The Dogs claw back that margin. They move to 8-7, 55. The Lions 10-10-70. That's on the Triple M scoreboard, Barry. 16 gone in this third term.
Yeah, and Brucey, it's not only that work that he did, but for Cody Waitman to have the, I guess, patience to wait for him to have those 2 tick leads or the little dummy leads to get Harris Andrews off him, to know that he's then going to go back and lead up or float to the back of the square. That's just really good connection between a small forward and a key forward, and that's exactly what you want when the ball's coming in.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously something that you learn when you play together, but you know, having that patience around the arc, around the 50 is so important to allow the play to unfold and allow the forwards to get in dangerous positions and to work on their leads. And Naughty's had 4 contested marks inside 50, so he'll be telling me all about that later on tonight.
Josh Bruce, Kate McCarthy, Triple M Seabus special comments for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. The Lions work it out of the centre. Robertson picked up, hand pass McCarthy, kicked to Cameron over his head, mistaken, run onto it, run into an open goal, and he's just a bit off balance, and 4 or 5 out, he was hot, and he's kicked a point on his left. 10-11-71, Brisbane 8-7-55. The Bulldogs, 17.5 third term, Triple M scoreboard.
16 points to the Lions as Shaki with the kick-in duties this time. Just a little delicate ball out to Daniel in the back pocket, who off a step just pokes a kick, dangerous, flirting with danger. Crozier good enough to hold it in the field of play. He's looked good tonight, McStay, hasn't he, Katie? They'd really need him to fire this year, support Danaher, and he looks solid against a quality defence.
Yeah, he's had plenty of footy down there and leading up well, and also sort of getting back and offering that option out of the square too. I think he's kicked the 3 behinds though, so that's something that he won't be super happy with, but needs to finish in front of the big sticks a bit more consistently.
As Hunter got the front and square, beautiful work, and belted it out of bounds, 20 around from the Dogs' goal. They go coast to coast quickly here, the Dogs. 18 gone in this third term. 2 goals McStay. 3 goals to Norton for the Dogs as the ball's back into play. Martin in the front spot, taps it down. There's been a whistle. And it's going to go against the Dogs this time. A free kick to McCluggage, right back pocket.
So McCluggage just spins the foot in his hand. No 15 play on, you heard the umpire. So a long kick towards the wing, towards Stay, who flies, and Smith got in the way for the Bulldogs, dragged him down in a tackle. Ball spills to big Tim English, and he hoofs one inside forward 50. Good work from Adams, who came across and fisted it away from Bontempelli out of bounds.
Slow numbers for Brisbane. McCluggage and Neil, they had 31 disposals collectively in the first half, just 2 apiece in this third term.
Some people walk through life as men, others as great men. That's Ashley Chua, the latter on the Triple M Red Z lending stats.
As the ball spins back in, Martin to the front, Baslenko front and square. Here's McComb, bustling his way in at the coalface, but he couldn't get out. Met in the tackle by Robertson. We'll have another stoppage. 40 out here from the Dogs' goal as Martin slaps boundary side. Interesting choice. McRae's there. Probably the reason, but it beats him and McCluggage across. We'll do it all again where the 50-metre arc meets the boundary on this broadcast side. 19.5 gone, third term. Bit of a stalemate here, 1 goal apiece in this third quarter. It's the Lions leading this one by 16 as the ball's back at ground level. Lions did well, got a kick away out of the congestion. Fort, was he taken down? Illegally, says the umpire. So Ford will take it right back.
He's had a good game, Ash. Big Fort.
Certainly has 8 disposals, Baz, but also throwing 21 hit-outs.
Short kick back to half-back to Daniel Rich. He kicked a beautiful goal in the first half. Now it's back to Andrews, who's on his own inside defensive 50. He'll kick back to Rich outside defensive 50. He's got young Robertson short if he wants, but he loves to kick long. He's called to play on now.
It's been a lot of long down the lines this quarter, I've noticed, with the kicks. It seems like both teams have probably had a message at half-time to tighten up with the defensive structures, and hence there's been a little bit less dare in the play.
Another one down the line, and Fort picked it up. Kick inside forward 50 for the Lions. Cockatoo was on hands and knees and tried to punch it towards goal. Bailey Williams got in the way. Kick back towards the wing for the Dogs, but Charlie Cameron was waiting for it for the Lions. He takes a comfortable mark.
Had some options on in the corridor, Charlie. Instead, he'll play it safe like Brucey said and just drive another one long. Big pack forms off the hands of Shacky. Danaher did well. Got it to Bailey. Checked the hairball. Scrambled the kick.
Nice.
And sneaks it home.
Yeah, big job.
Bailey's on the board. And the margin creeps back out to 22 points here at Marvel Stadium. AAMI Community Series. The Lions 11-11-77. The Bulldogs 8-7-55. Triple M scoreboard.
Couple of really smart tap-ons from some of the Lions' talls in this match. We saw the Big O do it in the second quarter, and that time it was Joe Danaher. Just saw Zach Bailey hanging out the back of the stoppage, knew if he took possession he'd be tackled, and Zach Bailey was trying to do the team thing, trying to give the handball off to Mitch Robinson, but the defender wouldn't commit, and then at the end scrambled it home with a bit of a scrubby kick. He was lucky he was so close to the goals.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay. That was terrific work, as Kate McCarthy said, from Big Joe, and made it nice for Zach Bailey to just slot one through. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy, don't forget, Ream Hot Water, steady, hot and strong. And please, do the right thing by your family. Install a Ream. Bounces, nice. Fort got the tap again to ground level, and the Lions will run it out through Neil. Little chip kick over the top, and dropping back was Berry, but he got the call from behind by McCarthy to let it go, and he took the mark at half forward. Hand pass off to Neil. He went out wide to a lead from Charlie's got him. About 45 out. Cameron's only about 5 metres inside the boundary line broadcast side. He has a bit of a look inside to see if anyone's available.
Have a shot, mate.
Yeah, did he have a real look, or was it just
that's a pseudo look?
Yeah.
Fake look.
No, I might just have a crack.
I reckon the Vespa's coming out if he kicks it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's cool.
Yeah, he's gone. He's just popped it up to the square. He didn't go for goal, and waiting for it was big Tim English. Good defensive work from the ruckman for the Bulldogs. How's he gone tonight, Ash?
Tim English, 17 disposals, Baz, along with 6 marks.
He's pretty good.
He's been very good, Tim English.
Good Tim. It's better and better every year, the big man.
Yep, Dale, he shagged this one, put it back into the hot spot. They're going to turn it over. Claimed in the tackle there, Cockatoo. Got it out in time. Neil loads up from 40. Misses out to the right-hand side. The build-up was nice. Not sure what Bailey Dale was thinking there, though, Bruce. You got to hit those once.
Yeah, you do, but he's got a licence to go with his kicks. We've been talking about Caleb Daniel and Daniel Rich all night, but when Bailey Dale hits one of those slap shots about a metre off the deck, 50 metres long, it's a sight to behold, and we love it when our defenders take the game on because it makes it easier to score.
Bulldogs have worked it well to the wing. Dunkley's got it. Underneath hand pass goes to Joe Hannison. Kick to half forward to Bontempelli, who's loose, and he marks about 8 metres inside the boundary line, 48 out. The big Bont just swings around on the left. Drop punt won't be a goal. Hannon will fly from behind, front and square was Hunter. Hand pass to Waitman, his tackle gets it back to Hunter. Can have a little snap here from the pocket, and he does. He's put it across the face and out of bounds on the full. 11-12-78 Brisbane. 8-7-55 the Dogs. 24 minutes third term. Triple M scoreboard.
Just over this way towards me.
Players out on their feet here. It's been a hot night. Roof's closed here at Marvel.
Anytime.
And their legs just look a little bit heavy halfway through this third term. There's the young man Madden from Ireland. Kicks a long one outside 50. Big nest of players. 1, 2, 3. Good mark English against Fort. Just climbed over the top. He's building in confidence tonight.
He loves playing Brisbane. I think he kicked 3 or 4 goals against them last year down in Ballarat on a windy day, and he had a really strong second half in the ruck in that final to get us over the line. So he's chock full of confidence against Brisbane Vegas.
There's Daniel, squares the kick inboard. Cordy on the AAMI logo, outer wing. Decides to switch it now, back out this broadcast side. Crozier The ex-Docker fans a kick out for Richards. Slow, steady build-up. He'll spear it back on the 45 inboard to Trelaw. Still 60 from home here, the Dogs. He's just looking for options. He's going to look out the fat side now. Trelaw sends it out into space. Hannon leaps. Now at the front centre. Good mopping up there. And a flying shot from Vandermeer on the right. Misses to the near side. Out of bounds on the fault. So a few shots going begging here.
Vandermeer's been really impressive tonight in that first half. He was getting a long way up the ground and then using his leg speed and his smarts to get the ball back inside 50, and even just there getting to the feet of his talls, and he looks really electric when he gets the ball.
Daniel Rich, long, low drop punt, beautiful kick to the outer side wing, had a couple of big fellas out there, and Danaher was one of those, took a nice clean mark. So Big Joe, defensive side of the wing, outer side, called the play on, left foot drop punt, nice, just weights it up towards Cockatoo. Caleb Daniel read it beautifully, came across in front, fisted it out of bounds, killed the footy halfway between wing and half forward for the Brisbane Lions.
Looks like Caleb's got a bit more ink in the off-season, added to the both arms. He's got a bit more going around on those arms there.
Yeah, he has. He once you get one, you become addicted, unfortunately, with tattoos. So he's definitely added to the arms, and he's up to you soon, I reckon, Kate.
As McRae lays the big tackle there on Bailey. Some of the stats catching your eye for the Red Zeds, Stu Man.
Yeah, Lockie Neal, 24 disposals. A bit quieter in this second half, and Daniel Rich with 17, 25 to Dunkley.
As the Dogs repel outside of 50 now. A kick out to the broadcast wing. Waitman there in a one-on-one. Starcevic works him off the footy, then diving on top. Hunter locks it in. Umpire pays the benefit of the doubt.
Have you thought about wearing the short sleeves tomorrow to give the fans a bit of a look?
Nah, it's long sleeves all the way. Yeah. You've got to keep them on.
Never entertained it, Kate? Has there ever been a...
Yeah, I did a couple of weeks ago. We played... Can't remember. Oh, it was the game against GWS, and it was so humid. It had rained all day, humid as in Sydney, and I tried to warm up, and I was like, I can't wear sleeves today, so went the sleeveless option there, but it has to be a significantly humid or hot day.
Yep, it's certainly going to be above 22 to get mine out.
Get the cannons out, Barry.
Well, you do the work.
The gun show.
Got it on the wing for the Bulldogs. Little hand pass out to Hunter, who goes short. The kick for the Bulldogs. And the mark is taken down there by McComb.
You got a bit of ink, Barry? We're talking about ink. You got a bit of ink there,
I like to hide mine. Okay. Yeah, but that's okay. It's a personal thing. Yeah. McComb kicks.
What are you saying?
The half foot, nothing at all. Fort's got it. He loses it to Waitman, who hand pass over top to Dunkley. Cameron was hot. Look at the Bond run at the footy. He'll hoof it off the ground. But a player stands in the way. That was Answorth, but a shot on goal from Joe Hennison, who picked up the spillage, and Jojo's put it through. And the Doggies have got another one. Good game of footy. 11-12-78 the Lions. The Bulldogs 9-7-61. A good hit out for both clubs. 28 third term on the Triple M scoreboard.
We've been speaking about some of the half chances, the knock-ons, the taps, not taking possessions. We're speaking about there's been a lot of soccers as well in this game, I've noticed. I mean, it is a slippery footy, so trying to get it forward at all costs, but it's been a lot of soccer, which I'm actually quite enjoying. Bonds got saved on the line there by the keeper, but JJ good enough to pick it up and snap it over his shoulder.
Sarah Ollie, what do you got for us down on the boundary?
Yeah, the Brisbane Lions player, James Madden, sorry, I just lost him there for a little bit. He's coming to the bench in a little bit of discomfort. He's talking to the doctor now. He's walking quite gingerly, and he's taking his time to get to the bench. So I'll watch that one for you.
In the hands of the trainer. It's not what you want to see in your pre-season cup game. Obviously hoping for a big year.
Of course, young Coleman as well, big Tim, he's done a hamstring, so hopefully that's not a long-term one for the Lions.
We're back in the middle here for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Tap down, Dunkley sharks it, kicks around his body. Rich going back. He was collected front on. It was either a mark or a free kick, so he'll take it just inside the defensive 50 here for the Lions. Just over 29 gone in this third term. It's been Trelaw with a goal in the first minute, then Cameron and Bailey, and then the last goal to Joe Hannison. So 2 goals apiece in this third term. They're led by 19 at the half-time break, the Lions, and they lead here by 17 now as the ball falls to the back. Lurking is Bailey, gets back on the right hoof, sends it goal, and it bounces, and right on the siren. The 2 fingers go up from the umpire, and the Lions, well, They just surge ahead. 23 points here at the three-quarter time break. Oh, it's Joshy Bruce, Kate McCarthy, Big Barry Denner, Ash Chua, Sarah Ollie on the boundary. I'm Big Timmy, just trying to piece it all together for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for McDonald's. Score enough to beat the whole team with Macca's 40-piece Chicken McNuggets pack.
Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
Something feels off today.
Does
what do you
it?
mean? Is there a full moon or something? Yes. I don't know.
It's a waxing crescent.
Is it?
It's a waxing... wait, no.
That's what I had done on the weekend. I really had some hair removed. I'm not going to lie. Just the crescent? Just the crescent. Had my eyebrows threaded and my waxing crescent done. I got a touch of the Anthony Kallelas this weekend.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
Don't miss the Mornington Great Outdoor and 4x4 Expo starting March 10th. A COVID-safe event, heaps of exhibitors, caravans, campers, off-road, boats, fishing gear, special deals and more. The Great Outdoor and 4x4 Expo, March 10 to 13 at Mornington Racecourse.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. Tradies, at National Tiles we know how extra valuable your time is in this current building boom, so we've streamlined how quickly we can serve you. Just go online and order from thousands of National Tiles, adhesives, grouts and tools for immediate delivery or pickup. No waiting, no delays. Yes, at National Tiles our tradies are our VIPs, where we consistently strive to save you time and money every day of the year.
Tools, 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 Sydney Tools. Sydney Tools back to work sale is on now. Estwing 20-ounce claw hammer now $79. Save 11%. Milwaukee 18-volt fuel 10-piece combo kit just $29.9. Crazy deals on combo kits, hand tools, air compressors, laser levels, welders and much more. Makita 18-volt 3-piece combo kit now $9.99 and score a free blower. Sydney Tools, best prices guaranteed. Limited time only. Shop in store online. sydneytools.com.au.
Thinking of cracking a cold one? Thirsty Camel has you covered with Beer Bonanza. Right now, you could win a share in over $50,000 worth of prizes. Just spend $30 or more on any participating beer, including Great Northern Super Crisp 24 packs, $47.99, and Bolter XPA 4 packs, $16.99 each, or 2 for $30 for Hump Club members. Enter online for your chance to win daily. For all the details or to find your nearest bottle shop, visit thirstycamel.com.au. Ends 20 March. T's and C's apply.
Go big at Vodafone and get 40 gigabytes of data for just $40 a month. That's plenty of data to stream, share, and do more of what you love over the summer. And don't forget, you can pair this amazing plan with one of our great value 5G phones. There's never been a better time to upgrade. Why wait? Get into store or go online and connect to Vodafone today.
Offer available until withdrawn on our Light Plus plan. Our 5G network is rolling out in selected areas and major cities. Check website for coverage. T&Cs apply.
Protect your 5 to 11 with a coronavirus vaccine. Getting vaccinated will help keep your kids safe, and booking is fast and simple. If you have any questions, your GP or pharmacist has the answers. All the support you need to help make vaccination a more positive experience is also available. With children eligible now, know the how, what and when of vaccination for 5 to 11-year-olds. To find out where and how to book, go to coronavirus.vic.gov.au. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
Don't miss the Mornington Great Outdoor and 4x4 Expo starting March 10th. A COVID-safe event, heaps of exhibitors, caravans, campers, off-road, boats, fishing gear, special deals and more. The Great Outdoor and 4x4 Expo, March 10 to 13 at Mornington Racecourse.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Ream. Steady, hot and strong. Install the Ream.
Three-quarter time at Marvel Stadium, the Lions 12-12-84. The Bulldogs are 9-7-61 to go in footy for multiple goal scorers. And Alden's got 3 for the Dogs. He's been a beauty. Trelaw a couple and Charlie Cameron a couple for the Brisbane Lions. Kate McCarthy and Josh Bruce, the superstars in the house tonight. Let's go down to the boundary line to Sarah Ollie, because Sarah, Brisbane have got a few injury concerns coming out of this one.
They do indeed, Baz. They're the walking wounded at the moment. As we know, Kadean Coleman, he went down with that left hamstring injury in the second term. Well, his teammate, Dev Robertson, the late inclusion, he's also appeared to have done his left hamstring. He's got that iced up. And James Madden, the Irishman, he's still undergoing tests on that lower right leg. So not the news that the Lions would be after heading into round 1.
Definitely not what you want out of a pre-season match. Try and get through unscathed, and no injuries. Hopefully they're just all like short-term ones. Kitty Coleman, they would have got that hamstring, I'd say, pretty early. So hopefully that's just a strain, and keep our eye on Madden as he goes through. But Brucey and I think syndesmosis, you thinking, Bruce?
Yeah, it looks like a little syndesmosis, perhaps. They were feeling around that between the tib and the fib there, the lower limb, which, you know, if it is loose, it's probably going to be a 8 to 10 week proposition there, so a little bit longer on the sidelines. But yeah, a couple of hammies from the Brisbane boys early, so you think they'd be used to this climate, but hammies don't discriminate, as we've touched on earlier.
Yeah, and a good third quarter there from both teams. And I think the thing that's just getting the Dogs at the moment around the contest is just that second, third handball out. As soon as they get a couple of handballs chained together, the Lions, they've got players out, so it's that sort of second line of defence that needs to be better for the Bulldogs. Hold a little bit more balance and shape around the contest and stop those extra handballs and the run out of there.
Young Madden on the bench there, just the Triple M Harvey Norman replay, just an innocuous injury. Player fell across his foot, and it's caused the distress. The 6 touches for the night, Ash, he's had, young Madden.
Young Madden, spot on for Red Z lending stats, Baz.
Thanks, mate. I thought I counted 6. 12-12-84, the Lions. 9-7-61, the Bulldogs.
Yeah, we spoke about offensively and defensively that they tightened up the structures this quarter, so it'll be interesting to see how the last quarter goes. Hopefully it's a bit more of an exciting quarter for the fans.
For McDonald's and Ream, hot water, Triple M Rocks footy. Final term of this one. Here's Big Tim.
McInerney went early, got a little fingertip to it, slapped out there by the Bond, knocks it forward, coming through McComb, but picked up by Big English. His handball partly cut off, but it bounces up to Vandermeer. Here's McComb, had a fumble at the crucial moment, snaps over his left shoulder. It's not going to get the journey. Harris Andrews in a one-on-one with Norton, and out of bounds right next to the behind post. Another early entry by the Dogs. They've been hot early every quarter.
Tim English's work at ground level has been really impressive tonight. There's been times, obviously, he's got around the ground, he's taken the marks as you want your ruck to do, but a couple of times he's crumbed his own tap and got down around the bootlaces and picked it up really cleanly. Super impressive for such a tall man.
Bulldogs working harder at ground level from the boundary thrown. A lot of contested possession. Still 25 out from their goal. Waitman's got it now. Picks it up ground level. Kicks across the body. It's going to land about 5 metres short. In the square was the big man English. Brought it to ground to Hunter. Hand pass over his head to Joe Hennison. Another one to Vandermeer. One way then the other. Back to Hunt to Joe Hennison. Can he keep it inside the boundary? Tackled out of bounds. It'll be a throw in left forward pocket for the Doggies, Ash.
Just to back up what Kate was saying about English, he's had 20 touches but throwing 9 ground ball, which is the second most on the ground, coupled with 5 clearances.
Lions are 23 points up, a minute and a half final term.
Ball back in, McInerney front spot, tapped down the Bond, had it knocked out by Lyons, McRae, tunnels one out, Hunter. Now the Bond again, pulls the trigger around the body, goes right to the line and getting back Andrews. Too good over Norton on that occasion, he spreads the kick out wide. Full chested Cameron on a searching lead, takes it just inside the defensive 50. Early stages of this final term, Lions leading by 23 points as they switch it back across the goal face. Andrews back to that outer side. Hansworth onto Fullerton. Good build up here by the Lions. He goes down the line. Smoker Joe all by himself. 80 from home. Danaher loads up on the left. McStay, good shape here. Flies 1-2, couldn't bring it down. And now the cavalry arrive for the Bulldogs. Ricochets out towards Williams. And he fumbles it across the line. 15 around for the Lions goal. They lead by 23 on the Triple M scoreboard. 2.5 gone in this fourth quarter.
Been a genuine one-on-ones between Harris Andrews and Aaron Norton early, and Andrews has got the upper hand of both of those, so we know how good of a defender he is, and it looks like he's really clamping down on Naughty for this last quarter.
Nice work from English in the back pocket to tap it down. Bailey Williams ended up with it. Nice drilling pass to Norton, who led hard to the wing outer side. Defensive side he marks. Got a player running for him in Smith. Bailey Smith marks.
Outside 5.
So he's on the boundary line, wing outer side of the ground. Doggies at the moment 23 points down. Do they search for the victory here? And the second hit out before the season proper. Vandermeer has it on the wing outer side of the ground. Little short ball over the top. Dunkley's the target. Harris Andrews. Big fist on it. Punches it into row 10. And the boundary umpire will throw it back into play about 60 metres around from the Bulldogs goal.
He enjoyed that fist. Harris Andrews ran back. Get around me, boys. That's a great spoil. Got the proud jog back to the square to take Aaron Norton for this next contest.
The great man Spud Foley would have loved that one.
Yes.
Golden fist.
Yes.
Penrose back.
He comes down the front. Dunkley wrapped up by McCluggage, but it was too high according to the umpire. So he dishes it off immediately. Bontempelli wants the left. He's hunted down by Lyons. Somehow found some space to the top of the square. Norton got a hand to it. Adams roved it beautifully. Steps back in through the traffic. That was creative. Gets it outside 50 now. Cameron one-on-one with Dale. Spall to the front. Here goes Cameron. He wants to get a hold of it, but just couldn't quite get a piece of it. Out of bounds. 60 around from the Lions goal. The Dogs goal, sorry. 4 minutes gone. Final term. It's the Lions leading by 23. Brucey.
Been impressive how Marcus Adams has changed his career around, playing down back. He obviously used to be a Bulldogs player, and he's been a really strong defender for the Lions over the last couple of years. He's had a couple of strong injuries, but a couple of good years.
McComb Knight's hands to start this chain, ends up with Crozier 50 out. He loads up with a long drop punt, and he puts it through. Nice from Crozier. It's a beautiful kick of the footy, and he gets his first of the night. And the Bulldogs do bite back. They get a 10-7-67. The Lions 12-12-84. 4.5 final term Triple M scoreboard.
Geez, that's a big boot from Hayden Crozier. Would he be the biggest boot at the club, Brucey? Behind yourself, obviously.
I'm definitely not up there. But it's funny when you play here under the lid at Marvel. I reckon you've probably got an extra 5 to 10 metres on your kick here at Marvel. So, you know, if I'm having a set shot under the lid, I'll give myself that extra bit of room outside 50 because I know that it's just going to travel that little bit further with no wind. But yeah, Crosby's got a decent boot on him and he loves his goal, so he'll be looking to maybe go to college after his career's done. But I'd probably say the Bont's the biggest kick. He's got that sweeping left foot.
That's the Brangelina combo in the back row here. Brucey and Kate McCarthy. So back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. It's tapped down. Bailey front on, and Rourke Smith gives away the free kick. They've hurt him a little bit, Smith, as he hobbles back on the mark.
Come back on, stand.
So they'd love a couple of quick goals here, the Dogs. They trail by 17 as Rourke Smith loads up now on the left boot. Long and strong, Norton good shape, 3 deep, brought it to the front. It's Lions there though, Answorth dives on top. And on top of him, Chalor will have a ball up 40 metres out here from the Dogs' goal.
What about tomorrow at 3 o'clock? Okay, who's the biggest boot?
Caitlin Greiser for sure. Huge kick. Phoebe McWilliams, though, from Geelong can roost it a long way and she'll get high up the ground.
Long ball for the Doggies towards full forward. Norton, nice tap over the back to Chalor. Got an unkind bounce, but he'll go again. This time smashed in the tackle by Archie. Footy spills to McCluggage, full back for Brisbane. There's a 360. Breaks a couple of tackles. Nice drilling pass to Joe. Big Danaher at half back. He just waves his arm and says, boys, just calm down. I got it. I got this covered. As he lopes back with the footy.
Speaking of big kicks.
He is. Big Bruce, big Joe. Goes short to the back pocket to Adams. Former Bulldog, as Josh Bruce told us. He goes across the goal he's defending to Andrews. And he's got it for Brisbane. 84 plays 67. The Lions lead. 7 minutes now, final term. Lions led by 23 at three-quarter time. Long kick to the wing. McStay in front. Brought it to ground. Zach Bailey's got it. Runs away for Brisbane. Tried the sideways hand pass to Lions for Brisbane. And right with him, Bailey Williams. Good body work to work it out of bounds. He's been impressive at halfback again, hasn't he?
Yeah, no, he had a really strong season last year off a halfback. And I think the first change happened in 2020. We call him Truck down there after the famous Truck Rutten.
Yep.
And he always plays a lot taller than he is, and he regularly plays that third tall position for us and does really well.
Chalor on the up for Bont, and back to Chalor. Now Bailey Smith handles wide, misses English. He likes it on the deck though, the big man. He gets it back to Smith, lowers the eyes. Partly cut off Bailey, goes again, Baslenko collects, handballs over the top. Johannesson opens up the goal mouth and slams it into the woodwork for a minor score. Good build up there by the Dogs and just never stops going there, Baz Smith. And the Bulldogs move to 10-8-68. The Lions 12-12-84, Triple M scoreboard.
So from fullback, Adams goes short to Andrews, who marks. Some of the big numbers for the Lions, Ash, after, of course, they've held sway most of the night. They're 16-point leaders at the moment.
Yeah, Lockie Neal with 24 touches, and Darcy Ford, who hasn't played an AFL game since round 7 2020. He's had 10 disposals, 21 hit-outs, 7 to advantage.
Triple M Reds head landing stats. Balls work to the wing. Umpires blowing the whistle. It's a free kick. for the Bulldogs. These players extricate themselves from the ground slowly. Big Joe sits on top. And the ball will come back in towards the centre of the ground. Ed Richards the target, and he's taken the mark.
Right near the centre circle. He'll handball off to the run and dash there of Daniel. He gets it on the right slipper up to the 50. Rourke Smith taken off the pill. Not illegal, he says the umpire. He's still on the deck. That one hurt. As it heads out to the outer wing, Lockie Neal with ball in hand. He's up to his feet, Rourke Smith. He's okay as Neal, dangerous ball inboard for Archie. Handball's off to McCluggage. Check the handball, fell to his knees. Handball's back out wide to Archie. On the burst, handball's inboard, sharp, back to Archie, racking him up. Left foot ball inside 50, and then the hands in the back by McCarthy was sloppy. And he'll give away the free kick here on the last line of defence.
Rourke Smith, he'll sucking him in on the wing after getting the air knocked out of him there, right in the breadbasket.
Yeah.
They're not fucking those ones.
Or you can go out, yeah.
So Cordy in the back pocket for the Bulldogs, called to play on. Goes short to Bailey Smith. How's he gone tonight, Ash?
Bailey Smith for Red Z, 16 touches.
This is good work for both sides here. The Doggy, the Bombers a week ago, and the Lions. Good build-up for the season proper. Trelaw's got it, hand pass back to the running. Smith Norton, massive leap on forward 50, couldn't bring it down. Andrews behind him, his opponent grabbed it, hand pass off to Archie, put him under the pump. He was surrounded by Bulldogs, did pretty well, punts it out, dragged it back in. How does the umpire see it? He is gonzo. Free kick for the Doggies, 65 out from their goal. They searched, they trailed by 16 points.
That was another rule that they were cracking down on this season. There hasn't seemed to have been many holding the balls tonight, Ash. Have you got a number for how many holding the balls have been paid this evening?
Holding the ball, just the 4, 2 apiece. That's it.
As the ball from McRae was way too wide there for the Bont. Hands on hips, he's spent. Might get some of the stats off your two, man, while there's a lull in play.
Fourth quarter, Bulldogs 9-zip in regards to clearances, and inside 50s are 7-2 the Bulldogs' way.
Ball tapped down, Bailey couldn't collect. Tunnel balls it back to Archie, around his left shoulder, outside 50, end on end. McStages helps it on its way. McCordy, solid in defence. Will send it back from whence it came, inside 50, through the hands of Bont, collected Hannon, handball to Smith. Oh, Robinson wrapped him up, wore him like a cheap suit. Now it's out. Fumbling the ball there was Starcevic. He goes back and tracks the ball. Bontempelli throws some weight behind it. Now it's out of bounds. Deep in attack here for the Dogs. They won't give up yet. 11 minutes gone in this final term. They trail 10-8-68 to the Lions, 12-12-84 Triple M scoreboard.
Time in forward half, Ash, this final term for the Bulldogs, who seem to be pressing.
Triple M Red Z, 77% to the Bulldogs.
So quick kick out of the pack goes through for a rush point to the Doggies. 10-9-69 to 12-12-84 the Lions. Boundary side, Sarah Ollie.
There are some tired boys down here. Baz Nakia Cockatoo, he is sipping on the pickle juice at the moment. And just to confirm, James Madden, his night is done. That right ankle heavily iced.
Just with their holding the ball, so the AFL average last year was 8 per match. As we said just before, only the 4 this evening.
There's Cameron, takes it inches inside the boundary, a left half back. He's got Robinson over the top if he wants him, but he goes inboard, dangerous. McCluggage couldn't stick it, but he had the arms chopped. So they'll get out of jail here, the Lions.
Just a nice acknowledgement from Josh then on that stat from Ash. That was good.
He's taking the podium again.
Starting to rebuild their relationship.
It's interesting. I mean, you think about both midfield groups when they're so good with their hands and handballs. So when they do get tackled, you know, especially our midfield, we're really good at releasing that handball under pressure. And I know the Brisbane Lions are probably working on that as well. So it's not too many times you get caught stone cold these days, but they are trying to crack down on it.
So Lions goes down the line. Danaher was there over the back. Bailey lurking. Hits it at full tilt. Tumbles one into a dangerous spot. Crozier did well. Trapped the footy. Handballs wide. And he was collected high for his trouble. So we'll take the free kick just inside the defensive 50 here for the Dogs.
Hayden, come around.
Didn't play much footy last year, Hayden Crozier. I'd love to get him back out on the park. He lights them up. Good link man from defence as he spits a little one into the hands of McRae. What are his stats, Two-Man?
29 touches and 10 tackles.
Goes short to Ed Richards, who goes down the line. He's got the runners on here. McComb presenting. Chooses not to go there. And now a little left foot ball down the line. Trelaw almost spilled it. He handballs it off. The counter-attack here. Dunkley sees something out the fat side. Williams on his lonesome. Takes it on the bounce, checks his kick, ducks under the tackle from Payne, then loads up from 50. It's a long-range bomb and it's there. Stuff from Bailey Williams. From right on the Payne, he sent it on its way. And they're clawing back here, the Dogs. They're 11-9-75. The Lions 12-12-84. Back to 9 points here at Marvel Stadium.
There's a look of shock in his eyes there, kicking a goal. Bailey Williams, he sold Candy absolutely beautifully, ducked under the arm for the tackle, slotted it from 50, and it'll be the only goal he kicks all year.
Put the balls on him.
Beautiful kick. That sidestep's nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, he'll reward himself tonight because for McDonald's and Remote Water, Triple M Rocks Footy, you head to Macca's. He'll score enough to feed the whole team, and he'll celebrate that goal with Macca's 40-piece chicken McDonald's McNuggets pack. And they are beautiful. They are absolutely beautiful. They melt in your mouth. I don't know. Look me in the eye and tell me you won't go back for 40 more. Try to be honest. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rock Footy. And a high kick to half forward for the Dogs, who pressed all quarter. Waitman flew from behind, Fullerton in front. Couldn't complete the mark. Rourke Smith threw a shoe at it and he's hurt his leg as he... It's sort of throwing your leg at the footy under the pack, but he's got up, he's all right. He holds the bottom of his ankle, but it's a free kick to Brisbane. You just sort of wince a bit when that happens, don't you?
Yeah, it didn't look good.
No. He's all right. Mitch Robertson kicked towards the wing for Brisbane. Berry's got it, hand pass to Neil, back to Berry, hugged in on the boundary line on the wing, goes forward by hand to Lyons, kicks across his body, onto the chest of McCarthy, who's come out a long way from home, 65 out, loads up inside forward 50, back of the pack was Ford, spills to Cockatoo, high kick to Big Joe, punched away from him, fall of the ball sharp for Brisbane, runs back around on his right boot, 40 out, the target Cockatoo got swamped by Bulldogs, good defensive work. Crozier kicks it, rush ball, but the mark's taken by Starcevic.
Back inside 50 and easy as you like. McStay just plucks it in the one take, the big sticky mitts, and he'll go back for a set shot here, Kate, from about 45. Brucey.
Yeah, we just spoke about, obviously the sting had gone out of the game in the third quarter, but, the scores have tightened up a little bit. And, as a team, you only get one of these games and you want to go into the season probably winning. And we saw Carlton last night. They were desperate to get the win over Melbourne, even though Melbourne was storming home. And, I think both of these teams here are definitely looking to get the win.
McStay, 28 goals last year, his best haul in the season. Sends it on its way from 45 just to the right-hand side, minor score. So halfway through this final term, the Lions, they move to 12-13-85. The Lions 11-9-75, 10-point margin, Triple M scoreboard.
And that's 2 goals for McStay tonight, and 3 of those behinds have come from set shots as well. So that's something that he won't be over about going into round 1.
Kate McCarthy on the Triple M Bus Super special comments, joined by Josh Bruce. The kick out from fullbacks fallen straight to Jared Berry, who's marked on forward 50 for Brisbane. So an opportunity to extend this 10-point lead they're hanging on to. They led by 23 at three-quarter time, the Lions. So Berry is settled with a footy. He's backing himself in. He's on a slight angle, a bit better than a 45-degree angle. Plenty of space between the big sticks. He steps up. Hasn't kicked one tonight. This one's short. Just puts it into the hot spot and it's punched away by the Bulldogs defenders. Out of bounds. 11-9-75 the Dogs. 12-13-85. Brisbane 17 into the final term.
Deep in attack here for the Lions. They're pressing. As the ball's back in, the big men go to work. Martin there, taps down. Oh, beautifully Shark McCluggage. Snap on his right, but fans it out to the right-hand side. Another minor score here for the Lions. They move to 12-14-86. Bulldogs 11-9-75. Triple M scoreboard.
Long kick from full-back. Dunkley and Berry. Berry at half-forward slaps it out of bounds. Ash, what's our crowd here tonight?
Crowd 5,522 on the back of 5,700 last night between Carlton versus Melbourne.
And Ash close again. 5,447 he said.
Wow.
At quarter time.
A few Fitzroy fans have come out, have they?
They have. The Lions fans all over Australia. They're rejoicing in this lead at the moment. McRae's got it from the boundary throw and kicks it forward to the wing. Waitman off hands grabs it. Hand pass back to McComb. Hand pass back to Bailey Smith. Another one to McRae who runs with the footy along the... Shoving the back downfield. Waitman's got it. He's 65 from home. He goes long. It's an open forward line. Rourke Smith. Norton! Off hands to Norton. Oh, barging through was Vandermeer. Throws a leg at it. And it rolls away from him and through for a point. 11-10-76 the Dogs. 12-14-86 the Lions. 18.5 final turn Triple M scoreboard. What have we spotted on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay?
Looks like Mitchie Hannon has hurt his ankle there, or inside foot. He's rolled it. He's had a wretched run with injury over the past few years, so fingers crossed that's nothing serious. He's jogging off now.
Lions bring it in through Starcevic. Long searching kick outside 50. McStay flies through his hands, but it comes back, bobbles around. Berry falling over, and then Cockatoo just sinks the left slipper into it. He's gained some territory, but it's going to be rebounded here. Crozier. Handballs over the top. McComb getting busy. Just a little indecisive, then puts it out into space. There's no one there for the Dogs. Just be butted up easy from Berry. A driving ball on his left boot. McStay flies again. Fought there, looks tired. And then he's like caught. He missed the handball. Hannon looks okay as he gathers. Collected again. His handball missed the target. There's some tired men out there at the moment as Crazy Mitch dives in, gathers, sends a high up and under the wing, and parked underneath again. Crozier, who's racking him up in this final turn.
Goes inboard to Smith, hand pass off to Caleb Daniels, still in the centre. And a drop punt that goes 40 metres to full forward. Norton in a one-on-one with Andrews. Andrews got a fist on at ground level. Adams picks it up. Bailey in the back half's got it. Starcevic has tackled. Snuck out the hand pass wide to Robinson. He'll go again by hand. Now a short kick will go out of bounds. And it rolls out. About 65 out from the Dogs' goal.
Really starting to feel the fatigue in the legs now, the boys. There's a lot of tired lads out there. Hands on knees. Red time in the fourth quarter, first year out. It's a tough slog out there.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. And it's not all about them, though. We're pretty stuffed up here as well. Hard to the commentators.
Bit of lactic acid barracks in the lungs.
Full of nuggets.
McComb off to Smith from hard up on the boundary. Went for a bit of magic. But missed it just out. Just snuck it in for a minor score to the right-hand side. So we have just ticked into time on here. They're peppering the Dogs. They trail this one by 9 points as a little short ball out from Andrews finds Archie. Thought about the little option to Neil. Instead he'll just off a step, bang it long, Berry in the box seat. The big spoil came from Steph Martin. And out of bounds. We'll do it all again. Broadcast side. Right half forward here for the Dogs.
9 points up Brisbane. 21 minutes, final term. Good hit out for both of these quality lists here at Marvel Stadium. Kick towards the wing. And McRae again, Ash. Bailey Dale. Has he gone or not?
He's disposal number 19 and kicked a major.
He's on true wing position, broadcast side of the ground. Drills a pass wide to Rourke Smith. And he marks just inside the boundary line. It was about 65 to 70 from home. We've got 5 minutes and 17 seconds left in this match. At the moment, it's a 9-point lead to Brisbane. Oh! Big lead from Norton again. Massive pack. For the ball, McComb tries to pass through. He's trying to burrow through. And the umpire said, no, mate.
Really good work in front of the footy there from Lockie Hunter. He was getting in between Andrews and Norton and just trying to lay a block. So as a key forward, you really want your smalls to be blocking for you and giving you that little bit of separation, especially on a defender like Andrews who wears you like a glove.
Williams back to Dale, broadcast wing, spears one on the 45, like Brucey said, you love that, into the chest of Bontempelli inside 50. JJ couldn't stick it at the Spiltrelaw, back to JJ, Neil on his hammer, ball out in the tackle, Starcevic there, Neil goes again, did he cop one in the back? Umpire lets it roll, Waitman snaps around the body from 30 and just too much Bunana this time and through for a minor score.
Lions really struggling to get this ball out of their defensive 50. They've taken a few short kicks early and then gone long down the line for the last probably 3 or 4 times, but they just got no representation down the line. Each time they go long, there's about 4 or 5 Bulldogs that are outnumbering the Lions' tools. As McStay finally takes one.
Yeah, beautiful. He's not paid the mark. Well, he juggled about the 5th crack at it over the boundary line, but we thought he might have had enough of it. What do you reckon? Don't get fined.
Forward, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Off the noggin, off the hands 2 or 3 times. Oh, juggled out of bounds.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay.
You're a hard man, Brucey.
Yeah. Boundary throw in. Rourke Smith's got it. Kick inside. Forward 50 again. The Dogs had it pretty much in their forward half, Ash, in this final term as they've got it 30 from home. Kick out of the pack by Archie. And onto the chest of Lions. What is that forward half?
Yeah, 70% to the Bulldogs way in this final quarter. Just another team stat. Plenty of run handball received. 37-12 also to the Bulldogs.
Triple M Red Z Lending Stash delivered beautifully there by the great man Ashley Chua.
Adams fends the kick out to the outer side. Andrews, no one on him, can just assess and then send a driving kick forward. Cockatoo falling over, paddles it out the back. Here's Charlie. He's got the Jets on. Can he pick it up? It's on the deck. He falls over, gets it out. The soccer forward from Bailey was beautiful. Neil gathers, shrugs the tag, then gets it out to the big man forward. Handball backwards to Charlie. He just checks his kick and then loads up from 60 into the hot spot. Numbers with the doggies. And out the back, the big O.
Look at him.
Just scoops it back into play. Sharp getting busy. And in the end, the Dogs will work it out. Dunkley back to Bailey Dale. Steps around. And then sends a long ball outside 50 off the hands of Norton. Waitman's there. Richards, his handball. They share it around. Hunter gave it to McComb. Back to Norton. Back to McComb. They're just working it around inside a phone box here, the Dogs. As the kick eventually comes from McComb down the line and Norton flies across. Vandermeer picks up the scraps.
So the Dogs have got a real open forward line here. He hand passes to the Bont. It's a one-on-one in the square. Johannesen goes up. No mark taken full of the ball. It'll be rushed through for a point by Payne.
You can see the Bont throwing his hands up there. JJ was running back with the flight. Would have been a really easy tick-up lead back at Bont's leg. Would have been a much easier kick, and that longer kick over the top just invites the defender to get a fist in.
And great wing support, Mitch Robinson. He's come from the middle of the ground here to run back, help out Jack Payne, who was one-on-one with JJ. Ended up laying the block for Johannesen, and got the rush behind as a result. So that's a huge effort with a couple of minutes to go in the first hit out of the year.
7 points up for the Lions, and they've got 2 minutes left to play in the game. The Bulldogs have got it on the wing.
Richards goes a big raking 60-metre kick out to the outer wing. On the AAMI logo, it's Hunter. Darts a little ball forward for Bontempelli.
Look
60
at him.
from home.
Look at him.
On the link in the chain, pops it into space. Waitman, full-chested, 46 metres out. He's on about a 70-80 degree angle here. He'll be hard up on the boundary.
Yeah, big Darryl Flea Waitman.
Hairballs it off. Oh no, the fumble came there from the Bont. He goes back to Waitman from hard up on the boundary. Puts it to the top of the square. A big nest of players, and the spoil came through. And another minor score there for the Doggies. They move to 11-15-81. Brisbane 12-14-86. That's on the Triple M scoreboard.
Might end up with a draw here.
Yeah, that's just a goal in it. Just a goal in it with, just over 1 minute left to play. As the Lions bring it out from fullback. Long kick to Andrews. It's punched out of his hands, out of bounds. Ash. Choice Hotels around the grounds. Where are we heading for for tomorrow for Triple M footy in the AAMI Community Series?
Triple header for tomorrow. Hawthorn versus Richmond, followed by the Crows taking on Port Adelaide, and tomorrow night at Marvel, Bombers taking on St Kilda.
That's a big one.
As the ball's back in, it's a huge one, Baz.
Cut it out, Tim.
Need first rights early in the season against you, Barry. As the ball's back out wide here from Lions, and tracking at McRae. Asked the question of the umpire, but umpire Roseberry doesn't oblige. Have it thrown back in again. True centre wing broadcast side. Players out on their feet here. 58 seconds left in this one. And just a goal in it. It's been a good hit out for both of these clubs as the ball's back in. English there, taps down to McRae. Gets it on the left slipper. It's a awkward wobbly ball. Tap down. Treloar ducks through the tackle, then scrambles one inside 50. Waitman has to be clean. He barges his way through and he gives a free kick out. Player on the deck, Starcevic holding his leg, but he's going to be okay. And he'll have a free kick just inside defensive 50.
Jeez. It was low, but he was sort of just diving for the ball. It was a bit stiff.
Yeah, that's that rule they brought in a few years back. If you remember, there was a couple of broken legs that creeped into the game. And, even though the guy on the ground is going for the ball, you need a bit of a duty of care when you're attacking the footy and looking after the legs.
So Lockie Neal's got it, kicks to the wing for Brisbane. The second's dying down now. About 20 left. Can the Bulldogs have one more crack? They're 1 goal behind. Push forward to Vandermeer. Got one over the top to McRae. Hand pass Dunkley. Good tackle from Berry. Rode him into the deck. Footy underneath the pack. A shove in the back. Bulldogs way.
Oh, Barrel.
Oh, it's Siren's gone. McRae didn't hear it. He was 70 out anyway. That's it. Game done here at Marvel Stadium. The Lions win it in the AAMI Community Series 12-14-86. The Bulldogs, good game of footy, 11-14-80.
Fight for victory, like the Troy and Bears of old. All for one and one for all. We will answer to the call. Go Lions, Brisbane Lions, we'll kick the winning score. You'll hear a mighty roar.
All right, we'll hear from one of the Lions heroes very shortly. Josh, Kate, what do you think? Nice hit out for both sides.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a close game, and that's what we got. It was a good hit out for both teams. Good to see different players playing in a few different positions. Obviously, the Lions would be a little bit disappointed with a couple of injuries that they got. So Cockatoo and Madden both having it was Kitty Coleman with the hamstring injury and Madden with the ankle injury. So have a look out for those midweek. But yeah, good hit out for both teams.
Yeah, I thought it was a strong hit out. Obviously, the first half seemed a lot more open and free flowing than the second half. It seemed like both coaches have sort of clamped down on the defensive side of the game, the defensive setups and mechanisms. It was good fight from the boys to fight back from a fair way down there at half time, and a really good hit out for some of the forwards. I thought Naughty was terrific today. McStay a little wayward but really dangerous, so that's easily fixed. Big Smoking Joe Mercedes, Danaher, really dangerous as well, and we're looking to complement some of those tours with the smalls.
12-14-86, 6-point winners of the Lions, 11-14-80 were the Western Bulldogs. Let's go down to ground level, courtesy of Fox Footy.
Sweating up, the humidity is extremely high in here. Let's start with the ending in that last couple of minutes. You've been in some really big games of years gone by where it has come down to those crucial moments. How much have you trained those last scenarios, 2 minutes, 3 minute scenarios?
Trained it a lot over the pre-season. As you said, we've been in multiple situations, especially at the pointy end of the year, and we haven't got it done. So we're probably a little bit scratchy at the end, and they had a few repeat entries, but our defenders held up really well. I think our structure was pretty good, made it hard for them to score. But yeah, I'm sure we'll be in plenty of tight games throughout this year, and we've got to keep working on it.
Clearly a really good opposition. It was a fantastic game for both teams tonight. How much confidence do you get out of that?
Yeah, I think we do get a bit. As you said, they're a great team. They did us last year a couple of times, and obviously played off in a grand final, so gives us great confidence that we can match it with the best. I think both teams had a pretty good crack. Sort of felt like an in-season game, especially with the humidity. It is like it's back home in Queensland here, so it was hot, pretty slippery, but yeah, really good hit out.
You speak about being back home. You've been out of home for about a week, roughly a week. How difficult has the week been, knowing what is going on back in Queensland?
Yeah, it is difficult. We've had a few players impacted, but not nearly as much as a lot of the community. So our boys and the footy club are really feeling for the flood victims back in Queensland, and shout out to them. Hope you're doing okay, and hope to see you back on your feet soon, and we'll do as much as we can to support you guys.
Really well said. All the very best for tonight, getting home safely and for the remainder of the year.
Thanks, Dale. Appreciate it.
Well spoken by Lockie Neal. Tough times up north at the moment, no doubt about that. Ash, just some of the bigger numbers before we sign off tonight.
Yeah, McRae 33 disposals, 7 clearances, 10 tackles. Dunkley 32 in a major. English 21. 8 marks, 13 hit-outs, and Crozier 10 intercept possessions, which was the most on the ground, along with 16 touches. And for Brisbane, 30 to Lockie Neal, 22 to McCluggage. And Darcy Fort, who hasn't played an AFL game since 2020, he picked up 12 disposals, but you can also throw in Baz 22 hit-outs as well.
All right, Ash, well played from you. Kate, you've got a game of footy tomorrow. We wish you all the best. The Saints taking on the Cats. And you are set for a big one, I can just see it.
Yeah, thanks, Baz. Looking forward to it.
Got the game face on now. This is over. So, Josh, been a pleasure to have you in the box, mate. Fantastic.
Thanks for having me, Baz.
In all honesty, we want you to have a great recovery and get back out there as soon as you can, because you're a star. Tim, great call from you tonight.
Thanks, Baz.
Just nod your head. You know it was. Ash, you are a superstar. You were that before you walked into the box. Sarah Ollie is an absolute champion. Did terrific work on the boundary line tonight. Baz signing off on behalf of a ripping crew. Big Jason's back there. We got Beersy. Oh, they're all here tonight. Paul's here tonight. There's Paul. I couldn't see him. There he is. Signing off. A win to the Bulldogs. Tomorrow's game. We look forward to that. Stay tuned to Triple M Footy right throughout the year. We're going to get stuck right into it. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
that quarter for Ream. Steady, hot and strong. Install the Ream.
Triple M rocks footy.
It's your biggest sports show on Saturday morning. Triple M's Dead Set Legends. Join Joey Montagna, Jay-Z Clark and Sarah Marie as they talk all things sport and tackle the big topics.
Who is the better frontman? Is it Peter Garrett or Dave Grohl?
It's Peter Garrett.
Dave Grohl? Don't rate him.
I didn't say that.
Triple M's Dead Set Legends. Tomorrow morning from 10 on 105.1 Triple M.
Bet with Bluey. Download the True Blue brand new Bluebet app from the Gamble responsibly.
Don't miss the Mornington Great Outdoor and 4x4 Expo starting March 10th. A COVID-safe event, heaps of exhibitors, caravans, campers, off-road, boats, fishing gear, special deals and more. The Great Outdoor and 4x4 Expo, March 10 to 13 at Mornington Racecourse.
Some say the happiest they've ever been was on their wedding day, or when their child was born. But they've never won this. Because this is the holy grail of fantasy footy, and it means everything. That's right, along with 50 grand cash, you can win the first ever one-of-a-kind Holy Grail Chalice of KFC Supercoach AFL. Your pool room will never be the same, and neither will you. Play now at supercoach.com.au. Conditions apply.
We've been proudly serving Australia for 50 years, and to celebrate, Liquorland has offers like an extra $2 off any 4, 6 or 8 pack of beers when you scan your Flybuys card. So head into your local Liquorland today. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey tradies, is the stress of running a trade business doing your head in? Problems with staff, cash flow, marketing or systems? Then join my wife Angela and I on the Tradie Show podcast. We've run a trade business for over 20 years, so we get it. The Tradie Show podcast. No classrooms, no boring bits, just cracking banter. The Tradie Show is on all podcasting platforms or at lifestyletradie.com.au.
Looking for a new morning coffee? Award-winning Coles Urban Coffee Culture is at Coles Express. Quality coffee made with Rainforest Alliance certified beans from some of the world's best growing regions. Be your own barista from just $1.
Express yourself
At Coles Express.
Got your eye on a new phone? Well, the wait is over. The new Galaxy S22 series breaks the rules of smartphone innovation. And right now, you can save up to $1,320 only at Vodafone when you trade in an eligible device and stay connected to a selected Vodafone plan. Why wait? Head into a Vodafone